Live stream, updating settings for YouTube. And we did it! We are live, Mr. Ian, the cool kid.
Perfect. Good to be here.
Thanks so much for joining us. Super exciting. Oh, look at Zach Day in the comments. He's already dabbing for us. Love it. Super, super marvelous. If this is everyone's first time watching one of our streams, it's pretty awesome. I actually have a total blast doing these. Basically, what's going to happen is Mr. Ian here is awesome. I don't know if Ian's his real name, but it's definitely the name that he's got on the stream here.
It is my
And
real name, yep.
oh, fantastic! Someone who's not secretive. I love it. And so basically, what's going to happen is this is going to be you're very recently new to 2,000 points, right?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I've done 2 games before versus Tyranids, but it was against someone else who was also new to 2K, so
Perfect. So basically, what's happened is he's played a bunch of 1,000 points. He's played a bunch of combat patrol. So like he's awesome. He's a perfect person for this type of a stream. And if you guys have questions about rules, if you have questions about interactions, absolutely ask them. We would love to hear them from you. We answer all questions. You don't need a super chat. It's okay. I'm gonna answer the questions. Although if you do super chat, higher probability of me getting to your question if the chat goes crazy. Um, so there it is, guys. We are about just going to go ahead and get started. So this is going to be a 2,000 point battle. I'm playing Custodes, and Mr. Ian is playing the Orks. So let me go and run you through my army real fast, just so everyone knows what happens. I am running 2,000 points, and the way it works is I have one unit of Custodian Terminators. It's a 5-man, and they're going to have a shield captain attached to them. This unit, all Terminators in the battle, will always get to full wound rerolls against characters, monsters, and vehicles. And one of the tricks is if you have a character attached to your entire unit counts as a character. So essentially, they get to reroll wound rolls against more or less everything. Then I have another 3-man of Terminators. The Terminator's special ability is that once per game, they can redeploy. So at the end of your turn, I can pick them up and then I can replace them on the battlefield at the end of my movement phase. And so the trick
is
for that is I can do it turn 1 if I go second. So if you go first, I can then pick them up at the end of your movement and then put them into your behind me lines in turn 1. So it is a little tricky.
right.
So watch
It,
out for that.
wait, is that 9 inches away still?
Yeah, it's still 9 inches away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. Still 9 inches away. No stress there. Okay, so that's the Terminators. That's 2 units. Then I have a big block of Custodian Guards, and they're running with the Blade Champion. The Blade Champion, what he does is he gives reroll advances and reroll charges. He also once per game in the charge phase can let me advance and charge. So I get to wait until after I've rolled my advance to see if I want to use that charge. If that makes sense.
That's good. Yeah, it makes sense.
Cool. Then I've got and the Custodian Guardians. Their squad gets to always reroll 1s to wound, and they get full wound rerolls against if they're controlling an objective. So more or less, my army is always going to be rolling wound rolls. Then I have Trajan's squad. He's rolling with Wardens. The Wardens are less killy because they don't reroll wound rolls, but they do ignore all modifiers. So like if you use Art as Nails to make your unit -1 to wound, this unit will ignore it since Trajan's attached to it.
Makes sense.
And then 1 phase per game, I can give them a 4-up Fiono Bane. That is once per game, though. Last big unit, I've got a 5-man Custodian Guards. They're the exact same as the other one, and they're attached to Kyriadraxis. This Kyriadraxis doesn't really matter against your army, but against other armies, it makes the whole squad untargetable outside of 18 inches. And then
Yeah.
lastly, I have the Eversor Assassin. He has a 9-inch scout move. He moves 9. He can advance and charge. I can get him sustained hits 3. He's a nightmare for infantry squads, and he moves really fast. I will tell you the average profile of all of my attacks is going to be 5 attacks, strength 7, AP 2, damage 2 on everything in melee. And then in everything in shooting, it's going to be 24 inches, 2 shots each, strength 4, AP 1, damage 2. And then the Terminators themselves have a blast shot that will go in addition to it. So they get an extra D6 blast shot. That's strength 4, AP 1, damage 1. So I've got good anti-infantry shooting. Your T5 is a good thing to help against it, but that's the way it works. Now, you can talk about your army. You don't have to go quite in as detail as I did. I just wanted to teach you my army as we were going through it.
Yeah, it makes sense. I think from what I've seen on the Orc Discord, I've got a pretty standard army with the addition of I've taken Flashgets and Badruck. So I've got 2 units of Storm Boys which are gonna deep strike and score me objectives. I've got Mozlog because he's very good.
Heck yeah.
I've got a big squad of Super Gots and Zogod and 2 smaller units to help hold objectives, screen, block things, be
Love it.
awkward. I've got two by threes of Squid Boys, so just an easy way to pump some mortal wounds out with the bomb swigs.
Hmm.
Again, fill things up. They're quite. I've had really good luck with these. Into Dark Eldar, into a lot of things. I just find they seemingly don't die. I don't know if that'll be the same into Custodes, but fingers crossed. I just roll like a king and feel no pain everything. Then I've got three squads of 10 Stagger Boys, and one's got a Beast Boss attached, and then just 4 trucks just to run everything at the border.
Okay. Right on, man. I love it. That works super, super well. Do you have any questions for me before we get loaded, before we get going here?
Nothing yet. I actually did a bit of homework and I watched your battle report versus Coop. I think you used the same list, so
Yeah,
I'm
it's
slightly
basically
familiar
the
with how
same.
scary your assassin is because I watched it wipe out an entire squad of Storm Boys quite early on. So
Yeah. Well, I'll be guiding you through it. I'm not gonna really screw you on this. The whole point of this is to get you better at the game. All right. So we're gonna go and
fantastic.
roll to see what our mission is. This is our actual. This. Let me show you the terrain first. This is very standardized GW layout terrain that's been adopted for WTC. So if you see this, it's called area terrain. If you see the base, this area where there is no walls, this actually still counts as ruins. So for example, if we have a truck right here, I'll give it back in a second, I promise. And
Yeah,
then I
no
have a
worries.
Terminator Captain right here. They cannot see each other. There is no vision here because this entire base counts as the ruin. However, if the truck is right here, now my Terminator Captain can see the truck. The truck cannot see me. Hey, David McDonald. Good evening to you, sir. Welcome to the chat. Then the way it works, because the wording is if you're in terrain, you have to be wholly within to see through it. So if your truck is here, now the truck can see me and I can see him. So that's how the way line of sight works in the current
Makes
edition
sense.
of 10th. So when people are complaining about how strong shooting is, they're forgetting that in the context of 10th terrain, it's actually pretty hard to see people a lot. One last thing to note about this terrain is all of these windows count as closed. And the reason they did that is because towering is very oppressive right now. So we're counting these windows on the first floor as closed.
Perfect.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and randomize our mission. If you guys don't know about TTS, this is just the base map for TTS. So we're just going to randomize our mission here. All right, so we drew a Crucible of Battle deployment. We drew Hidden Supplies, and Hidden Supplies is, I can just bring it up on the screen here for you. Unless the chosen battlefield mission is also in effect. All right, so basically the center objective is going to split into two objectives. And
Perfect.
I actually am not going to have us play server skulls. That is going to be a little bit too complex for your first 2K game, so I'm going to
I
change that
was
one.
gonna say I've dodged those goals every time it's come up so far.
Yeah, so let's do Vital Ground instead. Um,
Perfect.
so Vital Ground, after setting up battlefield, remove the objective marker in no man's land that is closest to the center of the. That's going to be very complicated for us. Also, since we don't have anything in the middle of the objective, we'll do Sides of Power. All right.
Dead times a charm.
Yeah, there we go. Sides of Power works. So basically, you only score for holding objectives in no man's land. And you get 3 bonus points if you have a character on that objective. All
Makes sense.
right. Um, cool. So that's what we got. So let's go ahead and change the deployment here. Hammer Nail for Crucible of Battle. All right, cool. So the first step that we have to do is we have to determine, are we playing with fixed or tactical missions? And the answer is always going to be tactical missions.
Yeah.
You don't choose fixed. Fixed is terrible. You don't choose it.
Yeah.
Unless you're playing Tyranids, then you can choose fixed.
Yeah, because you
Um,
take behind enemy lines, isn't it? And you just shoot spore mines into the corners of the map.
they choose engage on all fronts and behind enemy lines. But for
Yeah,
basically every other army in the game, even if you're playing against knights, you're probably not going to table knights, so you don't want to bring it down. All right, so it's always going to be tactical. All right,
makes sense.
so let's go ahead and determine who deploys first. I'll roll my dice. I rolled a 3.
Got wait till roll it on the same side of your table as you.
Yeah, I can roll wherever you want.
I rolled a 2.
So
Lovely.
basically what we do, and we always roll in the box. The reason for that is you're not doing this. I'm not accusing you of anything, but some people were caught cheating, and they had it bound to keys on their keyboard that they could click a button while it was spinning in the air to change the dice roll.
Right, that makes sense. I did
Yeah,
wonder why people were using the box. There we go.
yeah.
I
Uh,
got a 2 again.
all right. Well,
It was meant to be.
I'll let you deploy first. Um, and then now is the stage where we go and declare all of our reserves and where our leaders are attached. My leaders are attached exactly as I described it earlier. And I will have a 3 man of Terminators and Deep Strike.
Perfect. Mine are attached as we discussed as well, and I have these 2 Storm Boys in Deep Strike as well.
Perfection.
So,
Go ahead and put your guys in your transports as well.
yeah, we'll do it. So I've renamed the trucks to be 1, 2, 3, and
That
4,
makes
just make it
things
a little bit
super,
easier.
super easy.
I've tried to color code my bases as well, just to make life a little bit easier.
Yes, sir. And the flash gets those dirty
Yeah,
girls. Cool.
perfect.
All right. Cool. So then you can just go ahead and place your first unit down.
Perfect. So I'm going to put a bunch of Gretchen on the point.
Love it.
Tuck them in. Because I like to think that you knew I was going to put these here anyway, so I'm not giving you too much info.
I mean,
Because
you
I've
know
got
what?
lots of.
You're correct.
Yeah,
I
because
am gonna go ahead and put my dudes right here
let
because
me
I
just
am
tuck.
not worried about your shooting threat at all.
That is actually completely valid. All shooting feels incredibly optional when you play it, but that's
Basically,
part of the fun. And
against
I'll
other
put.
armies, I wouldn't be doing this, guys, but against his, I will. And just honestly, because of the angles, it's really not even that scary, that bad an angle against other armies too, because it'd be really hard for him to shoot me, even if you're another army. Because if you're another army, this you would have to move a tank right here, and you actually still would have a hard time seeing me. So it's really not that aggressive a deployment. Okay.
Yeah, so let's put a second bunch of Gretchen just behind this zone, so they're a bit tucked away, and then just again
Is
ready
this
to move
is this the
forward.
Zodgrots or is this the normal ones?
No, there's Oglots as the other ones over here in the dark blue.
Okay, let's pause for just a second. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but before you do any more deployment, here's what I want. I want you to go ahead and plan the game in your head. What do you have to do to win this game? Because I can tell you what I have to do already. What I know I have to do is I have to beat you on primary because you're going to beat me on secondary. So I
Yeah,
know for
makes
a fact
sense.
that primary is worth 50 points and secondary is worth 40 points. So if I dominate you on primary, I don't care if you beat me on secondary.
Yeah, makes sense.
And now you knowing that, you should already know what I have to do. What I have to do is you can already tell off of my one deployment, these guys have to come to this objective. Now they can pivot to this objective, but they're going to come to this objective. So just be aware of that in your next deployments. Okay?
Yeah, I think what I need to do is
Hmm.
I should have probably put these super gots in the middle here and put these other gots off to the side so they can run up and tie this objective up because I think I've got more OC than you. I think gots are 2 OC and I'm not sure
So
what
I'm
do.
OC2, but because I have this banner, I become OC3. And the reality is I'm going to wipe any unit of Grots that go right
Yeah,
here. So
very
it
true.
doesn't.
Yeah,
You're not going to tie this squad up. So don't do that plan. But if you want to redeploy your Gretchen, I'm totally comfortable with that right now. I just want you to understand what I'm going to do so that you can try to plan accordingly. Now
yeah,
remember,
makes sense.
when you do end up engaging with me, your goal is to overwhelm one unit. If you're playing against Custodes, you don't want to spread your damage out too terribly much. That doesn't mean you can't do it at all, but I'm going to fight first, which means you're going to need 2 CP to fight on death so that you can kill me back.
Makes sense.
Okay, cool. That's what I'll say about this deployment.
That is perfect. I think with that in mind, I'm going to leave the Gretchen where they are
Yep,
and stack things around them and sort of tie down to this bottom half of the map because I feel like it'd be a little bit easier to fit
right on.
stuff in here because I'm not too worried about your shooting
That's fair.
because I can kind of line of sight it. I feel like I can line of sight it. Whether or not I can in theory is different, but I feel like I can.
Okay, okay. I'm going to go ahead and drop these Custodian Guardians right here in the back.
Perfect. I'm gonna put the truck number 2 with the flash kits in.
With flash kits right
Behind.
here.
Yeah, I'm gonna put them just behind this wall because
Cool.
I don't think you can shoot me turn 1 here if I don't
I'm
deploy
at
first.
24 inches, and they're all assault, so I can always advance and shoot. But killing a truck is, with my shooting's not exactly easy.
Yeah, but I feel like if I tuck it in here, that gives me. I can kind of pivot to one of these 2 objectives because even if I just move up and get them out, I can still shoot onto this middle objective here,
Totally.
and then I feel like I can then run this objective on the bottom with mods and squigs and kind of just ignore this one up here, but use this truck just to run in and to tie it up with some tank shock for some cheeky mortal wounds once it's empty.
Right on. If you guys are new to the chat, Cooper just asked. The mission primary is going to be Sites of Power. So you want a character on the objective because he gets you a 3 bonus points. And then the mission rule is going to be hidden supplies. So actually, we need to go ahead and do that now. I just forgot about that one. So what hidden supplies will do is basically we will just move this objective 6 inches in either direction. It's going to split into 2. So I should have done that already. So we will just hold this. And we'll move this one 6 inches towards the nearest. Oh, come on, copy. And then we'll put this thing right here. So TTS makes it really easy to set up your battlefields. Why am I not copying?
Oh, is it locked?
It should be locked, but it also should. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think you had to unlock it. I just unlocked it and it seems to be working.
Oh, nice. Well, you are a peach, sir. And then what we'll do is we'll delete this one, and then we'll just, if you just unlock and then lock, it'll fall back to the ground. Perfect.
Perfect.
So that is the way the objectives are on this layout.
So, can you hold two objectives? So, if you were to move these custodians over here, the guards, could you conga line them across and be on both of these?
I absolutely can.
Perfect.
Now,
I imagine you would do
now
it.
one model can't do that. So if you have like some huge like knight or something, they can't hold two objectives, but one unit can.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. It's a 5, 10, 15 coup.
Perfect. So is it?
Yep. All right. So I get one unit down here, then I'll go and drop my next one, and then you can basically just finish up because I'll be pretty much done. I got a unit of Terminators right here.
Perfect. I will take some Squid Hog boys and just pop them down in this corner.
Okay.
But I'm going to just adjust them and just move the bomb squid out of the way.
We're on unit of Wardens right here.
Oh, I did forget to declare it, but my knob on Smasher Squig's got the kill chopper enhancement.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think I sent it to you earlier, but I didn't declare it then. So I just
No
changed his
problems.
name as well, just to reflect that.
If you guys don't know what that does, basically the knob on Smasher Squig, when he charges, he gets anti-vehicle monster 3-up, and Edwap's Kill Choppa gives him devastating wounds. So when he charges, he'll be causing mortals on 3-ups against monsters and vehicles, and any other phase it'll be on 4-ups. It's pretty awesome, actually.
Uh, just mainly just that way I'm worried about.
So what I want people to know while he's doing this deployment is just think, and you can keep going while I talk, while I rant.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'll just put this Eversor down, and we'll put him right here, I believe. Yeah, hope right there. Okay. So when you're doing your deployments, I want you guys. Yeah, yeah, buddy. I know it's always anti. I said that, but he gets it. He gets a 3-up. Oh, during the wall round, not the charge. Sorry. Um, yeah. So basically, what you want to think about is what is your opponent going to do if they go first, and what are you going to do if you go first. So if I go first, basically what happens is I advance the spear squad right up here, and I hold this objective. If he goes first, he's probably going to have to move something onto the objective, at which point I'm going to advance and charge him and slaughter whatever I charge. And then I'm going to have to suffer his wall turn the next phase. So I just have to ask myself the question: can I handle his wall phase? That's basically the way it goes. And now that he put his 6-mana Squig Hogs over here, I don't have much fear for this big Custodian Guardian squad on this side. But I do have to fear for my Terminators over here. So what Ian's doing right now is he is actually deploying all of his death into one corner. So he wants to kind of crush me and dominate me on this side and then move over to this side. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, exactly, exactly right. Because Moz is going to go in this corner.
Now, are
as
you
well.
sure you want the Zodgrats back here? Because they get that 9-inch scout move.
Yeah, I was just measuring it, and I think
Okay.
I probably want them a little bit further forward. Actually, I think I want to bring them into that sort of that pit.
Yep.
But I'm just worried that if you get turn one and you advance and move out, I think you just end up killing loads of them for free. So I'm not actually sure the best place to put these.
Yeah, so this is the squad that can advance and charge. Keep that in mind.
Advance
So
and charge.
this is the squad that advances and charges.
Then I think I probably want to move them into this gap here, don't I?
Yeah, but I will caution you. I do think that's probably the correct place for them, but I want to caution you that these Terminators, remember how I said they have blast shots?
Yeah, and
If
they'll
they
get
get to,
they'll
yeah, if they get to see you, they're gonna slap hard.
yeah, because I think turn one I'll be all right.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, I think
new
it's
subscriber. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I think you'll be safe turn one as well because I only have 18 inches on the grenade launchers.
yeah. So I'm hoping that I can just figure out the best way to bring these all in.
Yep. I'm just gonna make sure that my guys have measure movement on them, so it's perfect. All right, so at
which
this
is
point, you should understand exactly what my game plan is.
yeah, you're going to move all of your stuff out, which is super scary, and you're going to move towards the points, and you're going to force me to move towards you, which
Yep.
will give you fight first. So then anything I build up to flatten you will
Hmm.
kill most of my stuff off quite early. So
Exactly.
then what I need to do is stack threats, so you can only kill one thing per fight phase, and
Yep.
I can try and then use that to weaken you to get you off the point. And then so because I don't need to beat you fully on primary, because it's 50 to 40, I just need to beat you by that difference of 10, then I should probably win the game.
I
In
love
theory.
it. I love it. Now, I will still score some secondary, but I will not max my secondary, right?
Yeah. To be honest with you, I don't think I've ever come close to maxing secondaries in any game I've played, but I'll give it a good go.
You have the ability to do it. Now, the only thing I would have done differently in this deployment is, I'm not so sure I would have done anything differently. Um, I actually think your deployment is pretty reasonable. You've just decided that this is what you're going to conquer. I actually
Yeah,
probably would have chosen this side to be the side that conquer, just because of the way this L shape is shaped. It would have been easier to move your big squad of squig hogs up here, but it's really still not hard because you could just run them this way. So honestly, I like the way you deployed. I like the choices you made. Overall, it looks good.
perfect. Glad to hear it.
Hmm.
So now we roll for first turn, right?
Now we roll for first turn. Yes, sir. I rolled a 5 and a
I would
3.
have three.
Custodes are
Perfect.
going first. All right, so I go up to 1 CP. Ooh, we'll start this game, and let's see what cards I draw. Let me shuffle my deck because I haven't shuffled it yet. If you click R, it'll shuffle your deck. There you go.
Perfect.
So I drew a cleanse and I drew a behind enemy lines. So I'm not going to be able to do a behind enemy lines turn one, but I will be able to do a cleanse. So I think that'll just work, no problem. The way you score cleanse is you do an action on an objective. So basically, if you're still eligible to shoot but you haven't shot, then that's what you do. Now you have a pre-game on all of your Gretchen, and I have a pre-game on my Eversor. The way that works is I have to do my Eversor's pre-game move first, and then you will do your pre-game move since I drew first turn.
Makes sense.
All right, so Eversor is going to come on up, and we're just going to pot them right there on that objective.
Lovely. So that is now your objective. I think what I want to do is I want to move these grots kind of 9 inches this way. But
Okay.
I don't think I'll be able to make use of the full movement because I don't want to go through this wall because then you walk forward and you shoot them all.
Oh yeah, I'll obliterate you. Don't do
Yeah, so I
that.
think what I want to do is pull them in just in front of this truck, just here.
Sure.
So then what I can do is I can then move through this wall on my turn and sort of tie things up and be in the way over these 2 points.
Sure.
And that way I feel like as well, by being more behind this wall, I'm kind of safe from a lot more of the things.
And when we get to the charge phase, I'll walk you through it a little bit. But one of the things we're going to want to do is take these Gretchen, and we're actually going to want to tag my Terminators in a position where my Terminators won't be able to pile in and attack your Squig Hogs, but your Squig Hogs can still all attack my Terminators. And I'll help you do that when we get there.
Perfect. I don't know the best way to move loads of models. I'm kind of just going to do it
Yeah, so
like
one
that.
thing that you can do is if you select everything, you can just click the measure movement button. So if you select your whole army,
Toggles measure movement. There we go.
yep, perfect. And if you just toggle measure movement on them all, then it'll just automatically measure for you. There you go.
Yeah, perfect. Move them forward like that, and then pull this guy just back here.
Exactly, perfect.
Just so I don't think I'm giving up a.
And let's
Well,
just
I
do
think
this.
I'm.
If you see this right here, let's just move this guy right here as well, just so that
Yeah,
you're hidden by that wing because you have plenty of room. And so one of the things you guys, the thing I harp on is pre-measure your movements. So right here, he knows that if my guys are standing here, they only move 5. I could get one guy right here. It's impossible to draw a line of sight onto his Gretchen. But if his Gretchen was standing right here, I could. Perfect. So good movement. All right.
lovely.
So then, if anyone has any questions about the pregame stuff, go ahead and shoot them out. If not, I'm just going to keep running. All right, let's start first turn. I drew cleanse and I drew behind me lines. That's what I got to score. So I have a 9-inch movement with my Eversor. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Eversor here and I'm going to try to tie up your Zodgrots
Makes sense.
because I don't necessarily want your Zodgrots to be tying me up. So it'll be a 5-inch charge, and I'm going to give him sustained hits 3 for this turn. All right.
Makes sense.
And then my Alar's Terminators are going to, or I'm sorry, I need to roll to see if Kyria remains untargetable. It doesn't matter, but she's not. Okay, so let's go ahead and advance my Wardens up. So they're going to go 12 inches. And I think I'm gonna put them right here. Okay. And then I will roll in advance on my Terminators. So they'll go 5 plus 4 is 9.
And these aren't the ones that can shoot in advance, are they?
Yeah, everything has assault weapons. So
Yeah,
everything
but
will shoot in advance.
makes sense.
So my Wardens are going to go ahead and start the action for cleanse. I technically declare that into the shooting phase, but that's what they're going to do. I'll roll in advance on my Custodian Guardians, and they'll go 12.
Lovely. Big roll.
Mhm.
So do you think there's much of an advantage between turn 1 and turn 2? In a few of the games that I've played, and I imagine most of it's probably the issues lies with deployment, but it's sort of whoever gets turned 1 will blow most of the stuff off the board and feel a bit better about themselves.
Yeah, it's completely dependent on the army. Some armies prefer to go second. GSC always wants to go second, right? My army can go either way. Orks, in the last edition, we always wanted to go first, but now I don't know.
It's because to me with Orks, it feels kind of a disadvantage to go second, mainly because you call Warg at the start of a battle round, which I always feel like if I'm starting it, you then have a turn to prepare yourself for the Warg,
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
exactly. I kind of agree on that. Um, Let me just turn this rune off, and then I'll just move Kyrie Drexus' squad up just like this. Move back. Okay, so that is going to be my turn, or all my movement. These guys are going to cleanse. These guys are going to cleanse. And that's going to be the end. Oh, and now I'm just going to need to charge my Eversor into aggression.
Is there going to be no shooting? Oh no, you're cleansing, aren't you?
Yep, just
Apologies.
cleansing because I'm getting the secondary points. All right, so Eversor charges. 902.
Yeah, lovely.
So I'm going to put him right here. Perfect. And that'll be it. So that's the only attacks. So I've got 6 attacks. Would you like to use it? No, you're already -1 to wound, so you don't have to do anything. And because Zograt's in it. So I'm going to hit you on
Yep.
2s. All right, I drop 2, but 1 explosion, and it explodes 3 times. So I get an attack. And my strength is 5. I'm -1 to wound you, so I am wounding you on 3s. Or no, yeah. I'm actually wounding you on 5s, and I didn't wound anything because of the Reinhardt. So that was terrible.
Yeah.
Cool. So you can
That
strike
was
back.
that was an amazing set of twos there.
Hey man,
So
that was a glorious set of twos. So one of the things
yeah,
I like to talk about, and we posted it in our battle report today on the Necrons, which is it's the best teaching thing I've ever seen in my life, is you don't get pissed when you roll like that. Because if I'm supposed to kill, say, 5 Gretchen on average, well, that doesn't mean 50% of the time I'm going to kill 5 Gretchen. It means 50% of the time I'm going to kill less than 5 Gretchen, and 50% of the time I'm going to kill more than 5 Gretchen. That's what it means.
yeah, it makes sense.
So my purpose here was to actually tie his Gretchen up. My purpose wasn't to kill all of his Gretchen. So if that's the way you think about it, you're not going to be pissed.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Cool.
So I now get to pile in
You do.
up to 3 inches. Is there a best way to pile in here? Because I'm kind of wary about coming on the back end here. Because
That
I
is
feel like
a
that's
good
going to expose
question.
me to these wardens. But then I'm not sure if there's rules where I have to go base to base if I can with pile in, or if that's just
If you
charge.
pile in, you don't have to pile in, right? Then you must get in base to base if you can. So like this Runt Herd, you could block him by moving this Gretchen here first, and then then he wouldn't be able to get in base to base. So you could just move him like here. Does that make sense?
I see. Yeah, so is that something that you'd advise? So I guess if one model piles in, does
Mhm.
everything in the unit then have to make some form of move, or is it sort of model per model
No, it's model per
basis?
model as long as you stay in coherency.
Perfect. So really, what I want to do here then is, like you said, I want to bring this guy 3 inches to block my
Now,
Gretchen,
perfect.
and then this guy he can't get in because that's more than 3 inches.
Yep.
So I can come in just behind and touch on the base to base to get an additional fight.
And now you're still protected by the ruins. Yes, sir.
Perfect. And then what I can do is I can bring all of these in just to touch on base to base.
You can even bring this guy like right here.
Yeah, and then
And
tug
bring
this
him
guy in as
there,
well.
and then get maybe like this, and then like, all right, so he won't get in, but yeah,
Yeah, and then I can just sort of spread these out just for
yeah,
the
just
sake of
shuffle.
coherency. Yeah, perfect. And then he's not stacked on a base.
So you're gonna have both Runt Herds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Gretchen,
Perfect.
or,
Let me
5
roll my
Gretchen, not 6. This one.
yeah. 5. Is it better if I'll use the blue dice?
Yep. I'll just
So it's +1 to hit and +1 to wound because
Yes,
of
sir.
Zogla. So I'll do the Gretchen attack first with their close combat weapon, so 5 isn't there?
Right.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5's hitting on. It would be now be 4's.
There you go. So 2 hits.
Lovely.
My toughness is
Strength.
4, but you're +1 to wound.
So I'm wounding you on 5s because I'm strength 2.
Yes, sir.
So it would be
1d5.
6s too. Perfect. Lovely.
Oh,
Two
gross.
sixes.
I only have a 4 armor save. Or invuln. I take a wound. Adversary take a
Lovely.
wound. The reason why I have him, it looks like he's wounded here, guys, is because this is from the old Yellow Scribe. Because the new way that you make your model scripted is a little messed up. So I just started him on 4 wounds because he has 4 wounds in this edition, not 6. That's why.
Okay. And what is yellow scope? Is that?
That's one of the ways that you actually put scripts onto your models. I'm actually building a tutorial on how to do it so that you can actually see the stats on the models. It's a little complicated now with the new system.
Lovely. I'll wait for the tutorial before I ask more
Yeah.
questions then.
Yeah, it's
And then
frustrating.
yeah, so and then Glotzmakers hitting on 3s normally, so hitting on 2s because of Zoglot.
All right, and 2
And
explosions.
this is Orc melee. Yeah, I was gonna say so. 2 explosions.
Mhm.
Lovely.
My
That's
toughness is
strength
4.
5. So that's 5. So that would be 3s, but now it's 2s because of Zoglot.
Yes, sir.
Is that correct?
It
Perfect.
is. Nice.
Oh no, that's a 2.
Yeah, so that's gross. 4s. All right, so I take 2 more wounds. I'm actually pretty lucky that I survived on 1 wound there.
Lovely.
So this is the thing about Zodgrots. This is one of the things I wanted to demonstrate to you guys. Zodgrots actually can slap, which is annoying because being that +1 to hit is actually a really big deal. But this still works because I have tied them up now, and that's really nice for me.
Yeah. But it's all right because you're on 1 wound. I have all of this shooting because it's all pistols, I believe.
Yep.
Which can shoot into engagement.
But
And then I've only got
that'll be in your shooting phase.
yeah, shooting phase. But that's okay because I may be tied up. But if I use here we go, I get extra 2 inches, and then
Yeah, you don't
basically
want to do
average
that because
card.
I'm going to slaughter you.
Yeah, I won't do that then.
Yeah, basically, you want to make me kill you in my turn. You don't want to let me kill you in your turn.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, I score cleanse for 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now I'm just going to just get rid of that. I'm not going to... I think I will discard behind enemy lines because I would like free CP right now. So that's going to let me go up to 2 CP. And then I'm going to turn... So, you got a question?
Yeah, when you discard a tactical like that, can you do that every turn or is it once per game?
Yes. So that's a great question. So the way you discard your tacticals is, let me just kind of put this back to where it was. In your command phase, you could discard it once per game, and it costs you 1 CP, and it lets you exchange it for a new secondary. But you can only do that once per game. However, at the end of every turn, you can discard as much as you want, and if you have not already generated CP, you'll get a free CP for it.
Perfect. That makes sense.
Yep. So I get a free CP because I discarded behind me lines, but I scored 5 for a cleanse. And then we'll go on to you.
Would you score more than 5 because you did it twice, or is it what the card says?
I'm pretty sure it's maxed at 5. Let me see. Yeah, it's maxed. Some of them aren't maxed, but that one is.
Yeah, it makes sense. Perfect. So start with my command phase. I roll a dice, and on a 4 up, I gain a CP thanks to these Gretchen at the back.
Now, actually, Cooper's going to like this because the really cool way this is worded is besides the CP that are generated at the beginning of your command phase, you can only gain 1 CP a turn, which means you can gain CP from the Gretchen and then gain another CP at the end of the turn if you discard your thing. So you can be generating 3 CP a turn because of Gretchen, which is freaking awesome.
Perfect. Sorry, just a quick one. I just realized my Moz is not on the board.
Oh yeah, put him down somewhere. Yeah.
I'm not sure why. I think I probably knocked him with a music drug.
No big deals.
Perfect.
All right, so roll your die. So no free CP for the Gretchen this turn.
Yep, no worries.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would go to draw 2 tacticals, wouldn't I?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. And that's the little button.
So we got engage and no prisoners. So no prisoners is kill a unit, which is really easy because that Eversword is right there for you. And then engage on all fronts is probably really hard on this turn.
Yeah, not enough space to move things about. That's okay.
Yep.
Okay, that's good to keep in mind.
Mm-hmm.
So, do I need to click the button for...
No, don't worry about that.
Ah, perfect.
Yeah, no stress. I just click it once when it's time to turn it over.
Okay.
Yep.
Makes sense. So, into movement then.
Into movement.
I'm guessing these orange Gretchen at the back probably just sort of sit where they are because I like the free CP.
You need something to hold it, and it's good to generate CP.
Yeah, so I think these Gretchen here. Let me just check. I apologize. I haven't memorized a lot of the movements,
That's
a lot
okay.
of the movements yet. So
I'm pretty sure
these
everyone's
Gretchen,
moving 6 now, if I'm not mistaken.
yes, and then 12 on the truck and
Hmm.
7 on these squigs. I
No,
think.
Squig Hogs move 10.
Oh, perfect.
Hmm.
So these are going to move forward 6
Yes, sir.
and
And you could
just
also
into this
advance them
little
if you
window.
wanted to.
I don't think I do because I think with 6 I get just enough to touch the edge of the point,
Perfect.
and I don't think I want to go through this
Makes
because I
sense.
like having no line of sight so you can't shoot me. Then
Makes
if you
sense.
wanted to shoot me, you've got to come and attack me, which is you attacking me on your turn, which
I love
is
it.
a win.
That is it. Thank you. That's the thought. I love it. Good.
If I move these up,
Mhm. And then you could just kind of shift them if you need to.
yeah, I'm just trying not to
No
knock the
problems.
models everywhere.
Yep.
Okay, kind of like that.
Cool.
So
This
I
guy
think
could
I'm,
definitely be there. So you got 4 guys on there, it looks like.
yeah, which is lovely. That's
And
another
if you're
point
trying
I
to
own.
and if you're trying to stay far away from me, you would pull these guys back, right? Because you don't want that charge to be easier for me.
Yeah, because that puts you at a.
And you're gonna put that one there and this one there because you don't want me to be able to charge you here either.
Makes sense again. Yeah, so
But you did
13
want to
and
maximize your exposure to the objective, right?
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So truck 4 is just normal beast snaggers,
Beast
and
Nagas.
now I'm kind of thinking that if I move forward 12 with a truck,
Mm-hmm.
disembark, and then charge a truck into you, I feel like that's really stupid, but I also think it could be the move.
Well, here's
I'm
what
not sure
I would
what I think.
recommend.
But
Here's what I would recommend. I would move the truck forward 12 inches. I would disembark my beast Nagas, and then I would not charge the truck. Because what you do if you charge the truck, I kill it, and then I consolidate forward, and I take this objective. But if you just disembark the beast Nagas on it, you'll have more OC than me, and you don't charge me, then I won't score this primary for next turn.
that makes sense. I think this is why I probably didn't score very much because my
Yeah,
first thought first is how can I get your stuff off the board?
we get
We've already
bloodthirsty,
established,
man.
yeah, and we've already established that it won't happen.
Yeah,
Right, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna move this truck forward 12,
smart.
and I'm just gonna park it just on the edge and see if I can do it in a way that I don't touch this terrain at all.
Cool.
So I'm not gonna get shot. But I think you can still shoot me anyway through this
Yeah,
sort
I
of
can
firing
definitely
lane
still
here.
shoot you, but you don't need to be afraid of my shooting, to be honest with you. My shooting's is scary for your Gretchen. That's about it.
Yeah, perfect. And then I'll disembark truck 4, which is just some snaggers.
Hey guys, in the comments, if you wouldn't mind, if there are specific armies that are really confusing for you that you'd like to see on here, let me know because I can always get some experts to come on here and run it while I run commentary for them.
Can I fit a third one? I don't think I
It's 2
can.
ranks. It's only 2 ranks.
Perfect.
Yeah.
In that case, I'll do 2 ranks on the other side and kind of the same pattern. Then I'll just chuck them all behind.
Yeah, and then you'll probably just want to string in front so that you stay in coherency.
Yeah.
Perfect. And then as long as you stay outside of an inch, I can't charge you. Because remember, there's no more heroic intervention the way that we used to be. Now heroic intervention is a 2 CP stratagem to allow me to charge you if you charged within 6 inches of me.
Makes sense.
So you can just steal the crap out of this objective right now.
I don't think I've ever used heroic intervention, which I imagine is probably going to get someone in the chat very angry. Probably
No.
Cooper, because I think it's really good.
There's times where it can be very good, but it's nowhere near as good as heroic intervention was back in 9th edition. Okay, so these guys have disembarked. You can. I could go ahead and spend a CP to Overwatch. I'm not going to because that's stupid. So then you may go ahead and do whatever else you want to do.
Perfect. So I'll start moving squigs, and I'm thinking yellow squigs. I want to bring them up 10 inches, and then just move them forward. However, I'm not sure if throwing the mortal wound bomb at you straight away is probably the best idea. So
when else are you going to do it?
you're not very true.
You know, I would probably just throw it, to be honest with you. Because the thing about the squigs is you can only throw them if you do a normal move. So let's say next turn you want to advance them to get really far up the board, then you can't throw it. So you might as well throw it.
Yeah, I'll throw it. So on a 2, it goes in.
Yep. And I take
It does D3, and I'll roll again.
So just one.
One mortal wound. Absolutely perfect.
So on a 4-up, I'll ignore it. And I do. Because all Custodes ignore mortals on 4-ups.
Yeah, it's your army rule, isn't it? That and the space quality.
He would love to see Votan, but he doesn't think that's a fair fight. Yeah, Votan are not in the best place, buddy. Oh, Jensen goes in the house. Welcome, Jensen.
So I think what I'm going to do is the exact same thing again. I'm going to move Squid Hogs 6 and then 4.
Okay.
And put me within hopefully 12 inches if I measure correctly. I have not. No worries
Not
at all.
quite.
And then truck number 1 is going to move 12 towards the
Sometimes it's
center.
better to move them individually because I think you probably could have done that had you moved them individually with better angles. I think you would have made it, but we don't really know where you are now. But
Yeah, I think it was. I couldn't go through the terrain, so I think I blocked myself by being a little bit too far behind it. I think if I was a bit further, I definitely could have.
fair enough. All right,
I
so
think it was a
Zach Day
bit of
says
a.
Tal. So yeah, guys, Tal actually people that's one that everyone thinks sucks. Tal actually don't suck, so that might actually be a really good one to bring on.
So I'm thinking I'm gonna go try and pop Moz in this gap here, just to again threaten points.
Yeah, you could roll in advance on him. That would work.
Yeah, I think let's do that. So I'll roll on this yellow
Yeah.
dice.
Oh, there you go. That's what
5
you want to
inches,
see.
15.
15.
Yeah, perfect. So I think that gets me.
Now you're actually pretty lucky here because you almost move blocked yourself. Because
Yeah, I realized that I should have moved Moz first. I think.
yeah, because remember, monsters can move over troops or on all over units, but they can't move over vehicles. So he almost move blocked himself here, but it looks like basically perfect to me. So he's good.
Perfect. I'm really glad that worked out because I think I've done that in any other game
Yeah,
I've played so far. It
and
just
and
goes to show
had you
that.
messed it up, we would have allowed you to fix it here since we're here learning. But yeah,
Perfect. I think truck one's going to move in just behind these big hog boys as well.
Mhm.
I don't think I probably deployed it a little too far back, and I don't want to move it this way just
Cool.
because I've already got loads of stuff clogging the board up here. Like you said, with monsters and trucks here, I feel like if I move the truck here, I'll move it myself if I need to move down these ruins.
I
So
like
I'm going to
having
go.
second waves. So yeah, maybe just bring the truck up here. It's always good to have a second wave.
Yeah, and I think I'll probably do the same for this truck as well. Well, I'll move it sort of
It's also good
just this
to
way.
move block to screen me out, right? Because remember, at the end of your turn, I can teleport these guys.
Yes, I'm thinking there's probably a big 9-inch gap sort of in this middle area. I feel like these guys are doing a pretty decent job.
No, that's pretty good. That's gonna be hard for me to fit my boys down.
Then, do you think it's worth me moving sort of truck just like this way?
No, I would just move the Gretchen back that way because you can
Oh,
still hold the
perfect.
objective and still screen me, right? While
Ah,
you're doing
perfect.
that, I got a question to answer. All right, so Xylaz, he asks, question about the Eversword. Do you use them as a distraction card effect that blocks opponents' movements or in some other ways too? Hey man, so depending on the matchup, I use the Eversword in a bunch of different ways because it has the keyword lone operative, which means he can't be targeted outside of 12. So if I'm playing against Knights or Eldar or some of these really scary shooting armies, I just plop him on an objective in the middle of no man's land and laugh while they can't shoot him. So I hold the objective, I can score cleanse, I can do whatever thing I want to on it, and he can't shoot me. So it's like basically a free way of holding an objective without exposing yourself. So that's one of the main things I use the Everstar for. Also, I also use him to assassinate characters because he gets a 9-inch scout move, which means turn one he moves 18 inches. And if you want to, you can even give him advanced charge and then spend a CP to make him have precision attacks. So he can really snipe a character turn one that needs to die. So I use him a bunch of different ways. Also, he's a 75-point super fast unit that I can just basically put anywhere on the field. So if he were to drop Storm Boys, I would send the Eviscer after the Storm Boys like I did against Cooper. This turn, I just saw the opportunity to go into the Zodgrots and stop them from move blocking the crap out of me. So that's what I chose to do this turn. Hopefully that answers your question.
Perfect. So I think that's my movement phase done.
Cool.
I've kind of moved the truck a little bit just to screen a bit of a dead zone I left here.
Nice.
I shifted the GOTS, so they're still on point. This truck has already moved. These GOTS have moved.
Did you?
I don't think these.
You did not move this truck.
I don't think I
You
did.
haven't moved this truck or these Squid Hogs.
I'm not really sure now what I want to do. I feel like if I move these Great Hog boys up here,
Mhm.
I'm just gonna get mowed down by these two, and I don't think I want to do that. Although I'm not sure if you would leave that middle objective just to kill Squid Hog boys.
Almost
But
certainly would because I have a 1 CP stratagem that will allow me to make a sticky objective.
perfect. I wonder then if it's worth me bringing the Squid Hog boys sort of into this gap here then. But I'm just very cautious of the big grenade things and exposing myself to them,
So,
and the fact that I've
Mhm.
kind of blocked myself here with a 1-inch little bubble on your Eversaw I can't move into.
This is a little
I just
annoying.
wonder. Yeah.
Tough decision, man. I'm not sure which one's the correct answer, but I do know you want those guys to be able to charge when you wall next turn because you will be walling next turn.
Yeah. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to advance the Squid Hog boys.
Yep.
I don't think their shooting is particularly useful.
And they should be close
Especially
enough to be able to shoot the next turn. All right, so that gets you a 12
yeah.
inch.
And I think there we go. Then if I sort of move sideways a little bit,
Yep.
use 8 or 9, and then 3 inches forward. So about to there, and then I'll pull this one.
Yep. And then you
So
just shuffle these boys like this, so you're outside of 1 inch of me.
yeah, exactly.
So the reason why I like the Squig Hogs in this stain is that you're T7, and even though Trajan will ignore your -1 to wound, T7 is really nice because I'm only winning on 4s, and I don't get wound rerolls with the Wardens. And you just, if I do end up charging you, you just spend 2 CP to fight on death,
Which is
and you'll slap
perfect.
me
Yes.
back hard. Now I will probably activate their Feel No Pain that phase, but I don't know if I'm going to charge you yet.
I'm also going to throw 2 snaggers. Two of these.
100% you. Oh no, you advance
Yeah.
them, so you can't. But
Oh yeah, I did.
it's really easy for you just to move them back 2 inches and not having advance them and throw them if you would rather do that. I certainly don't mind if you want to take that bet.
I think I'd actually prefer having him a bit more forward.
Okay, cool.
Because next turn when I work, I can move, and this movement is movement into a charge means I can definitely charge you if I
Sure.
wanted to, and it means that I'm also like, if you run away 6 inches now, you'll be off the point, which is again a win. I don't think you would run away from 2 little bomb squigs, but it just
Probably
means
not.
that I think I can definitely get it next turn, and it also gives me the opportunity to throw into something else if Moz somehow gets in combat and I can throw it. So I think I'll keep that advance because I quite like the positioning.
Okay.
And this truck, I'm not too sure. I feel like moving it up here to have a pot shot of these shield captains probably isn't worth it, knowing that everything inside of it's got heavy. So moving, but I'm.
They're still
no,
hitting
I'm
on
not-
5s. And honestly, you can shoot me right now. So
If I can shoot that, no.
you can shoot me right now, and the truck has heavy as the weapon has heavy, and so the truck counts as shooting the weapon, so that they will be hitting on 4s right now if you don't move.
Yeah, but I think I'll keep that then. I think I quite like that.
Okay.
Which should be
Now, I tell you
lovely.
what I'm going to do before you make your decision. Since I have the shield captain, he lets me use a stratagem for free every turn. And so there's a battle round. When you do that, I will make them -1 damage.
Oh, so each of my attacks is 1 less.
Yeah.
Perfect. I don't mind that at all.
Okay, cool. Just want to give you the heads up.
Wonderful. So I think going into shooting now,
Okay.
I don't think it's too much shooting to do. So these Square Cog boys,
Throw their spears.
yeah, they can do spears, and these trucks can shoot as well. So I'll do these Squid Hog boys in yellow shooting first.
Mhm.
They have 2 weapons, don't they? I think one of them is 9 inches, so I don't think they will be able to attack, but they can definitely use their spears.
Jensen says, "Don't move up. It's a trap." I tend to agree with him because this does give me a very easy charge next turn. But I think you've made your decision. You're allowed to take it back still if you want to, but
You cannot live by the sword, die by the sword. I
Alright.
think I learned more. I think I learned more from the mistake.
all right, man.
But I do appreciate the take back opportunity.
Yep. All right, so we're gonna do some shooting. Let's show their spears.
Perfect. Yeah, they can all shoot spears, so that's 3 attacks. Hitting on 5s.
1 hit.
Perfect. So I want. And then
What's the
hit
strength on it?
strength 5, so I think wounding on 4s.
My toughness is 6.
Wounding on 5s.
No wounds.
No worries.
Okay.
One of them's in range for the Saddlegate weapons as well.
Okay.
So I'll shoot that, so hitting on 4s.
Pooh.
And nothing. That's fine. The truck can shoot into them.
He's got the big shoot up.
Yeah, which I think gets rapid fire 36.
And looks good to me. Looks like you're in range.
That'd be 5 attacks.
Because the way rapid fire works is if you're within half range, and if it's 36 inch gun, 18 inches is half range, so he'll get bonus attacks with it.
Perfect, so hitting on 5s. Wounding on 5s again.
1
Because
hit.
strength 5 to 6.
No AP. Save it.
Nice, no worries.
Yes, sir.
These Beastanger boys, I don't think they can all draw. I think they could all shoot, couldn't they?
This guy can't because he would have to be shooting through the building, and he's not touching the building. So everyone else
Yeah.
should be able to do it though. So that's be
Oh, so
nine pistols.
Yeah, let me just pull up the pistol data sheet.
It's strength 4,
Yeah.
0 damage 1. Hitting on 5s.
Yeah, much smarter than I am.
I've just played Orks a lot. Because I love Orks. And I'm actually really excited for the end of the WTC so I can start playing Orks again. 4 hits.
Perfect, so yeah, 4 hits.
Winning on 5s.
Strength 4, so 5s.
Oh, gross. Showing up.
This is it. This is the Orc shooting.
You dealt a
The,
wound.
the famous Orc shooting.
You dealt a wound, my friend.
And do you know what, to me, that is a moral victory.
Hell yeah, baby.
I believe this truck can shoot as
The
well.
truck unleashes the Daka of Doom.
So again,
One hit.
5 to hit, 5 to wound,
No wound.
no wounds.
All right.
Mod advance, these Skirkog boys are out of range. The Grots are out of range. These boys advance, but they do have assault.
Yep.
So I will shoot with them next.
Cool. So that's gonna be 12
Uh,
inches. It's 12 inches on the spear. Is that correct?
yeah, 12
So
inches.
4 of them.
Perfect, you measured it for me. Thank you very much. So, hitting on 5s.
Cool.
One
And
hit. Wounding
five.
on 5s.
Cool.
No wounds.
Then we've got Gretchen can shoot their pistols into melee.
Yep, so it's 12 inches away as the range. I think they can all shoot.
Oh yeah, just shoot them all. Blast them.
That should be 20 Gretchen.
shots.
Perfect. 20 shots hitting on.
3s, I believe, because their ballistic skill is 4 and you're +1.
Lovely.
Yep.
And then wounding on
4s, because you're below my toughness, but you're +1 to wound. 4 ups.
Okay.
And he dies.
Perfect. I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah.
And then I think the only thing left to do is shoot the Flash Gets and Captain into the Spear Terminators.
Makes perfect sense to me. I'm gonna use their ability to have a free stratagem, and I'm gonna make my dudes -1 damage.
Okay, let me quickly just double check Badrock's abilities because I always forget what the abilities do.
And now they're not. So he gives you can't use his abilities while he's embarked, so it doesn't really matter. But he gives an aura, a 6-inch aura of -1 toughness, and he lets you re-roll the hit rolls for your flash kits. But you can't use them.
Do I not get the able to hit? Because it says when the model is leading a unit. Does he not count as leading a unit if he's embarked?
You cannot use any unit abilities while you're embarked.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yep.
I thought because of the wording, it was because he was leading the unit. But that makes more sense because he's in a truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can still shoot him, and you can use the weapon abilities. So right now you're heavy, and you haven't moved, so you're still hitting me on 4s, and you're exploding on 6s because the weapon has the sustained hits 1 keyword, not the ability from the unit.
That makes sense. So that would be 10 stance guns.
But I'm not the closest target, so you won't get the bonus attack like you would. So and that's the ability anyway. So never mind. I just confused people. Ignore what I just said.
Makes sense. But you would be the closest target, theoretically, because it's closest eligible target.
Oh, is it closest eligible? All right, cool. I just misremembered the wording.
Okay. So I would get it, but I don't get it because I'm in a truck.
There you go, sir. Let's roll those dice.
Perfect. 30 dice coming out.
Coming in hot.
For 10 attacks on stance guns, hitting on 4s.
Yep, and those 6s explode, so you get 5 bonus sets.
Thank you very much. And strength 6, and I don't know what your toughness is.
7 on the Terminator, so winning on 5s.
5 up.
Good wounds.
There you go.
81, but I will get cover because you can't draw line of sight to 4 of them. So we'll just take it on the guys that are out of line of sight, that are getting cover, and they all pass.
Fantastic. And then the captain gets to shoot.
Now, if you guys realize what happened is, if I didn't have cover and I did not use the stratagem, he would have just killed one of my Terminators. So they do actually still shoot when they're embarked. And then Badrock, yeah.
Perfect. So Badrock, I'm not going to do the hazardous hit because that's tempting fate. So
all right.
2 hits because heavy hasn't moved. Strength 7, so wounding on 4s.
4s.
4s. So. Yep. There you go.
All right.
And nothing. And then truck shooting.
Oh, the truck gets to shoot as well. Yes, sir.
There we go. 5s. Wounding on
1 wound. Save.
Perfect.
All right. Do you have any charges to declare?
So this is where I'm second guessing myself.
Okay.
Because I kind of want to charge you. Because I feel like I should charge you, at least with the Grots. But I also feel that it's an absolute trap because I will charge you, not kill anything. You will then kill all of my Grots, and I shouldn't do it.
I mean, I might. So I don't have wound rerolls on this unit. So basically, what you got coming at you is 30 attacks, hitting on 2s, exploding on 6s. So I'll have 30 attacks and I'll hit 30 times, and then I'm wounding on 4s. So I'm gonna have 15 wounds come through, which you don't have an armor save against, so I'll kill 15 Gretchen, and then Trajan will have 6 more attacks. And chances are high he'll kill another 5 Gretchen. Maybe 4 Gretchen. So you'll probably have like 2 Gretchen and 2 Runt left with Zodgrod after if you do that. The question
Yes, I'm not.
is that good enough? Because it stops me from being able to charge you here next turn. My answer would be yes, personally. Some people might disagree with me.
But if you were to charge me next turn with these models here.
Yep.
Oh, I guess actually, if you charge me with these models, you tie my Squid Hogs up, which is really good for you. In the second narrow corridor, so it's half me to consolidate in.
Yes.
But then you'd lose this point, move these.
I'm not going to lose this point because I'm going to spend 1 CP to make it sticky.
Right, I see. And I guess sneaking Gretchen on the back to sort of cap it probably wouldn't work as well as I think it will.
And when I charge you here, I'm going to take this point with me when I do it.
Yeah, so you're just trading down points, but you're also blocking. See,
yes.
I think I will charge.
I 100% think you charge.
So that's 8.7, which is an 8 charge.
Yes, sir. That's an 8.
Perfect. I'm glad your math is quicker than mine.
But I hope everyone followed my logic there, right? And I'm not trying to mislead you. This could possibly go wrong, but the thought process is that if you stop me here, then you get your charge.
Yeah, and I don't want to deal with you fighting these first because you'll kill lots of them and I'll lose out on lots of damage.
Now, I will still fight first, but you're going to have 2 CP to fight on death. But you're going to be fighting me here instead of here, which is the big difference.
Exactly. And it means that I can guarantee that I attack you in a good position with all of my Squid Hogs and Knob. And I get the charge bonus from the Knob as well, I think.
You get the Lance, but you actually won't get it against this squad because Trajan ignores all modifiers. But
perfect. So I'll move these forward 8 inches.
Absolutely. This is 100% the correct decision.
There we go.
And the beautiful thing that just happened, and this is beautiful, is that since you couldn't base me, now you get to pile them all in 3 inches wherever you want, basically, as long as you end up closer to me. So this is kind of like the ideal charge.
So would you say then it's worth being quite cheeky on this side of the flank and kind of moving in 3 inches forward and trying to sort of almost try and tag these as well? I don't think I'll actually get it, but sort of just take up the space here on these ruins
So you could do like a 3-inch pylon right here, right? And then you could do a 3-inch consolidation, but if you tag me, they'll wipe the squad.
Yeah, I think I want to avoid that.
Yeah, so. I would avoid that personally.
Okay, so I'll bring these things base to base.
Yep. Nice.
I've got a movement.
Beautiful. I love it. And his base is so big, it makes it really easy to get a bunch of Gretchen in there.
Yeah, I apologize. I'm not the fastest at moving models. He's going to go into that gap there. So I want to prioritize the ones further back. So he'll get there.
Dave Mech, you give the guy the bad news like Trajan stopping him wounding. Hey man, I love you too. Thanks for the love. Appreciate that, buddy. And then Mr. Pink Gorilla says you're not a real orc player because you're refusing to tag Custodes with the orcs.
That is fair enough. I will happily be a coward in this one.
The biggest problem with orcs players in my brain when we stop speaking competitively, not narratively, and I actually do play narratively. Thank you very much. People think I don't, but I do. It's a lot of fun. The biggest problem with orcs players is the fact that orcs players play orcs. If you play orcs like someone who's trying to win, then you'll be way better than people think orcs actually are. Like, watch some of Cooper's games when he plays orcs. He plays them very meticulously. He does not play like an orc player.
So I think I've done a pretty good job here.
Dude, it looks like you got a bunch. It looks like you're only dropped 1, 2, 3, 4 of them.
4.
Yeah. 4 drops.
Yeah, which I'm quite happy with.
That's great.
I'm going to quickly just adjust these two there, just so the bases aren't stacked up, because I know it's not allowed.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, TTS is just, sometimes it takes a little bit of cleanup, so don't worry about
Perfect. So that will be 2 Lent Herd, 18 Gretchen.
Mm-hmm.
No. Is it 18 Gretchen?
So you dropped 4 Gretchen, so you got 16. 16.
Yep. My math is abysmal today. If I did the 16 Gretchen first.
So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to activate my Martial Kata, and I'm just going to say I actually just want you to be -1 to hit me right now. I don't need the exploding 6s. So I'm going to activate my Martial Kata to make you -1 to hit.
Perfect. And before I roll, are you fighting first as a general
No, I am not fighting first because I'm not going to activate that ability. I can only do it once with Trajan. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to use my Martial Kata to make you -1 to hit me.
Perfect. So I would be hitting on +1 because of Zogglop, and I'd just ignore that.
Exactly.
Lovely. I love it when it's just reading numbers off of data sheets. So
You, my friend, have been dubbed a blood axe because you're tactical thinking.
I would take it.
Yeah, I agree.
So, 16 attacks hitting on 5s.
Yep.
2 attacks. Wounding on probably 6s, I think. So I'm strength 2.
You don't get the +1 to wound, we think.
So. Yeah.
Oh, I guess
That's
I don't even need to bother the -1 to hit because you can't use that against me anyway. All right, then I'll keep the exploding 6s. So that's 1 wound. I get a 2-up save. I save it.
Perfect. And then the Gotsmacker.
Gotsmacker, because you got...
Yep, 6 attacks hitting on 3s, because that's his normal dice, so I ignore the modifier.
You get 2 explosions.
Which is perfect. There you go, 2 explosions. Strength 5, so again... So...
You don't get the +1 to win right now,
yep.
So...
There's 5s.
1 save.
There you go, no AP.
Saved it.
And you make it. And then Velcrod's melee weapon.
Yeah, Jensen, that's what I was actually thinking. Putting them in to actually bait his fight first is actually not a bad idea. All right, sorry, go ahead.
There you go. 5s hitting on 2s. So I'm strength 7, you're strength 7, so wounding on 3s.
I'm 6, so wounding on 3s.
Oh. 3s. Perfect. So these 2 dice can go.
AP2
AP2.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
All right. 1 goes through, and that's 2 damage.
Fantastic.
All right, we'll go.
And you no feel no pains because it's only on mortal wounds, isn't it?
Yeah. So this unit in particular, they will have a 4-up feel no pain when I choose once per game, and I'm not choosing it yet. So that'll be next turn when you charge me to Squidcocks.
I'll throw you up and I'll use them to hold the back line.
Hey, that's a winning strat.
Perfect. I think it's your fight phase now.
Cool. Then I'll just slap. Let's go ahead and do Trajan first. He's got 6 attacks. He'll hit you on 2s. That's 1 miss, 1 explosion. Then he'll wound you on 2s because I ignore your -1. All right, so that's gonna be 5 dead grots.
Is there any AP on that?
AP2, yeah. Everything's always gonna be AP2.
I bet so 5 dead grots. So I guess I'll just pull these from the back.
Yep. And then I've got 30 others, and they're gonna hit you on 2s. And I unfortunately did explode slightly better.
That's all right. Dice will be dice.
Oh, wait, I'm going against T5. So now I'm only winning you on 3s, not 2s, because I'm going against the highest toughness. Okay, so drop those. So you get 21 saves, AP2.
I make none of the saves, so...
The whole squad is gone.
Yep.
And then Zodrog would have to take a few saves as well.
Perfect. What's the best way to do that? I guess just allocate them all out.
Yeah, so right now you just took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, right? Because you lost 5 already from a 22-man unit. So then you had 17. So we just subtract 17 from this. So that's going to be 5. 5 for 10. Another 5 for 15, 16, 17. Zodrog has to make 4 saves.
Perfect. So he has a save of 5 up. So no save for him.
Okay,
but he has got a feel no pain of 6. So if I double this and bring 4 more dice in.
Yep.
And then hit for lots of 6s. 1 6. And that is a dead Zogglot because that is.
So my intention was not to mislead you there, right? The mathematics you should have Zodrog and like 2 herds alive right now.
I actually still think it was worth it.
I think you made the correct decision. Hey, so Pink Gorilla, aren't they -1 to wound? Yes, they are -1 to wound, but Trajan ignores all modifiers. That's why they're not -1 to wound.
Yeah, I think Cooper said something in the chat where I probably stacked a lot of stuff on the long side. And I think these are the 2 scarier squads. So I probably should have done my deployment the other way around so that these wouldn't have been as scary and I've been fighting into things that are slightly less scary. But I think that's okay. I think I'm still pretty chuffed with that because that's still a bit of a win for me. Because chances are, over 2 bomb squigs, I'll probably kill that anyway.
Yep. The mathematics on it is you should still have a few models here. But unfortunately, dice are what dice are.
That's right. There's a calculated risk, but boy, am I bad at math. That's all right.
That's all right. So that's going to be the end of your turn.
Yep. So I'll click through this for you. Yes, I score no prisoners. I score 2 VP for killing your Eversaw.
Yes, sir.
And I in 3 or more different table quarters. I don't think I am.
No, I don't.
I think I would have been with the melee melee units, but I don't think I am because
Yeah,
it's
you're
wholly
not.
with it.
You're in two. So
Perfect.
the way we score this is you just put two under the one you score, and you click this little X to discard it.
Perfect.
Now, would you
Um,
like to discard this or keep it?
so I think I could definitely score it next turn because I can bring Storm Boys in,
Yep.
but I don't know if it's worth bringing the Storm Boys in for 2 victory points for being in 3 units.
Well, it won't because because you'll bring a Storm Boy unit right here, and then you'll put a Storm Boy unit right here. So then you'll be in 4 table quarters, and you'll get 5 points on it.
Perfect. Uh, I'm not sure. I guess the question is I don't know secondaries well enough. But I guess the question is it worth me being greedy and not putting those Storm Boys in those corners on the off chance that I can use them to score a higher scoring mission later? I think that's actually really stupid. I think that's just really greedy.
Well, I think it's good to score points. Engage is not a bad one to have, so I would not be discarding this if I were you.
Yeah, I think I'll hang on to it. I think you convinced me.
If it was something like Assassinate, or actually, no, you would have scored 5 on Assassinate, so never mind. But yeah. All right, so that's the end of your turn. Just right click on it. There you go. Perfect. All right, so guys, currently at the start of the second battle round, I hold one objective here, and I do not hold this objective because he was a smart boy and he took this off of me. So I'm going to score 5 points for holding this objective in No Man's Land, and a bonus 3 points for having a character on the objective. So that gives me 8 points of primary for this turn. Okay, let's see what cards I draw. I'm going to draw capture any outpost, which is awesome, and extend any battle line or extend battle lines. All right, so the way you score extend battle lines is you have to hold your home field objective and you have to hold one in No Man's Land. So I've already scored that. I get 5 points for that. And then capture enemy outpost, I have to take his home field objective. That is a little bit tricky, but I think I'm going to hold on to it because it's worth 8 victory points, and I'm going to try to get it later on in the game.
Yeah, I think you can do some sneaky deployment and stuff, can't you? Because you can probably charge and kill those glots and pile onto it with your Terminators, couldn't you?
One of the things I'm kind of considering right now. So I am at the beginning of my phase. I'm going to spend 1 CP to make this objective sticky. So
Yep.
I go down to 3, and then they are going to move on up.
And I guess the play here is you're moving so close that you cannot possibly fail a charge.
Yeah, exactly, right? Because you don't want to fail a 2-inch charge. Perfect. Risking charges is never a good thing. So this is actually kind of a tricky thing for me right here, because you actually do have a lot of firepower over here. So what I'm going to do is just move all these dudes up. They're 6 inches. And I'm just going to make sure I stay outside of an inch of you. And if I accidentally move within an inch, I'll fix it. Perfect. Thanks.
Yeah, I think you're pretty good, to be fair. You rivaled that pretty well.
Cool.
And the joys of the patch note is you can now stand on objective markers.
Yeah, thank goodness. Oh my gosh, that was one of the dumbest things in this game. Oh, so stupid. I hated it so much.
I always forget how long games of 40k take. Because I sat here and think, right, I've played a strong 15 minutes, looked at my clock and it's been about an hour.
Yeah, so think of it like this. For me, like I would have done that turn in 5 minutes. But I'm a fast player and I use an army that's pretty fast. It's just being comfortable with your army is all it is.
Makes sense. So, I guess these are still in line of sight when you've moved them.
Yep, so you could Overwatch me if you'd like.
I don't think I want to.
But remember, firing deck doesn't apply
Doesn't
in
Overwatch.
Yeah, so you would have to
Yeah.
Overwatch me with the truck, which is not a great idea.
Yeah.
Because firing a
Yeah.
deck only applies during the shooting phase.
Yeah, because it's phase ruled, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm actually just going to go ahead and mark this as sticky because I use the CP to make it sticky.
Yep.
Now I am actually going to try to block your engage play. Well, I can't block your engage play actually because you can just bring them over here, can't you? I think these guys are just going to hang out here a little bit until you drop your Storm Boys.
Makes sense. And I guess keeping that in mind, I still definitely want to drop the score, the Storm Boys, because 65 points for 5 victory points is probably it's extremely worth it.
Yeah. So Dave Mech, sorry man, Gargantuan Squad charging the Trajan unit. Dude, I'm gonna spend a CP to make him -1 damage, and it's not gonna do much. Sorry, buddy.
I'm gonna believe in the heart of the cards.
Yeah, nice Yu-Gi-Oh reference. Love it. All right, so that's gonna be all of my movements, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to deep strike anywhere. Let me just kind of do a little measurement here, because I think you blocked me out pretty effectively. Um, let's see. Yep, yep, you completely blocked me out. Good job. Super.
Wonderful. The gods are paying for themselves.
Yeah, dude. Right. Grots are great. All right, so that's gonna be all the movement. So let's just do a shooting phase. I'll go ahead and shoot these four into the truck, the four that can actually see the truck.
Let me grab the truck data sheet. It's toughness 8, but
Yep.
just
And then only the one will shoot the squid cogs over here, because only one's wholly within and can see them.
and I guess in this case it's an L-shaped terrain, even though it kind of changes terrain texture here. This is
Yep.
still one big block, isn't it?
Correct. Correct.
Perfect.
All right. So the one guy who's shooting the squid cogs, D6 plus 1 for blast. That's gonna be 4 shots. He's gonna hit you on 2s. All right.
I
And your
I
2
guess
stabs.
I guess I don't want to hard as nails there because then that stops me using it in the fight phase, which is much scarier.
You can art, but you're not going to art nails in the fight phase because I'm going to ignore it anyway with Trajan. So all you're going to do is fight on death. So you might as well do it right now. To be honest, actually, I wouldn't even bother either because when they shoot you, they're going to ignore it also.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
So I wouldn't even bother wasting the CP. All right, so that's going to
Perfect.
be 4 hits, and we're going to wound you on 6s, but I get full wound rolls because you have a character in the unit. So that's going to be 2 AP 1 damage 1.
Perfect. 5 up saves.
And no, you'll be 4 because you'll get cover from it.
Oh, perfect. 4 up
Yep.
saves. So pass one, fail one,
So
and then a fit. Is that how much damage is this?
1 damage, 5 of Fiona Pain.
Feel over.
Oh,
And I
hey,
make it.
nice. All right, and then he's got 1 spear he'll shoot you with also, and he's going to hit you on 2s, and he's going to wound you on 5s, but he's going to re-roll those. No wounds. All right, cool. Then we'll do the 4 that can see the truck. We'll shoot them real fast. That's going to be this is the grenade launchers. All right, so that is 12 shots. Hitting you on 2s, dropped 1, wound you on 6s with full re-rolls because you are a monster vehicle. That's 1 at AP 1, which you'll ignore because you have cover.
Yep, 4 up save.
Nope,
I
take
don't
4
make it.
damage.
1 damage on the truck.
And then we'll have 8 spear shots, and these are all going to be damage too.
Into the same truck as well, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. Hitting you on
Perfect.
2s, dropped 1, wound you on 6s, re-rolling because you're a vehicle. That's going to be 3 saves, AP 1, which you'll ignore, but these are 2 damage each.
Yep. 4 up save.
So it's 2 damage that time.
Perfect. And that'll be probably down to 7.
Nice. Okay, now this big Guardian squad, they are going to all shoot Monster Rock.
Makes sense.
So I've got 9 guys. I've got 8 guys with spears. It's going to be 16 spears. I'm already winning you on 6s, so you don't need to use any CP here.
Yeah.
8 times, 16. All right, hitting you on 2s. All hit, winning you on 6s. That's 3 so far. Rerolling because I'm controlling the objective. 7 saves at AP 1, and I don't think you would get. Oh, you would get cover because you're partially obscured by the there.
Fantastic. 3 up save.
All right, that's going to be 4 damage.
4 damage, and then that's going to be 4 feel no pains on a 4 up.
Yes, sir. Ooh, take 3 wounds.
Wonderful. Down to 6 HP.
All right. Then I'm also going to go ahead and shoot you with Trajan Flores' unit, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And Trajan. So it's going to be 12 shots from the Guardians. They don't reroll wound rolls, though. And hit you on 2s. Pew! Okay, and then we're
Take
on
it.
6s. Ooh, 3 saves.
Wonderful.
AP 1, 2 damage.
4 up save because I'm
don't
wholly
think-
visible.
Yeah, you did perfect.
Yeah. 4 up save, wholly visible.
Cool.
Wonderful. Make 1.
2 damage
And then
each.
2 damage each. So 4 up feel no pain.
There
And
you go.
oh, I just chucked a banner.
So there it goes, guys. Math comes around. Last time he failed one more than he should have. This time he made more than one than he should have. It always comes around.
Statistically immortal,
Yeah.
which is perfect.
And then we have Trajan. He's got 2 shots. Hits you on 2s. All right, that's just 1 hit. And he's going to wound you on a 6. No wound.
Is that not the rolling because of Trajan? Or
No. They don't have re-rolls to wounds, so they don't get to
no, so I thought it was Trajan into a collective or something special, but I think I'm getting a bit muddled up.
Yeah, that's the Terminators who do that.
All your stuff looks gold to me.
Yeah, dude, I get it.
All I see is bananas.
All right, so now we are going to charge. I'm going to run Trajan's unit right into Squig Hogs, and that's going to be that. Pew. All right, that's a 7-inch charge. What we'll do is I'm actually just going to block here. I'm going to put him right here. right side of an inch. Can I put him there without being an inch? I don't think I can.
I think if you moved him down a little bit to this corner, I think you can make
I
it.
don't think he's getting. Nah, there's. So I can't put him
I
there.
know.
So he can't go there. So we'll just put him right here. 6. Boom. Boom. And then this guy. Boom. And then these two can go wherever they want with their 6-inch movement or 7-inch movements. Yep.
Is that why you've left the gap here? To be just
Yeah,
smaller than
exactly.
a base.
Just to make it impossible for him to get base to base there.
Such a silly rule. I wonder why they changed it.
I don't know. They were just sometimes. I love Games Workshop. I think they're constantly improving the game, but sometimes they don't improve the game when they're trying to.
Yeah, 'cause I feel like that makes it more complicated than just saying move your pieces 7 inches
Way more
towards the enemy
complicated, dude.
models. Yeah.
So, hey, Kogu has the question: how does Trajan also ignore -1 damage? So Trajan ignores the -1 damages because his special rule says that he will ignore all modifiers to the characteristics, and it has been ruled that that applies to hit, it applies to wound modifiers, and it also applies to -1 damage because that is a modifier that affects you. So that is the way it has been ruled, and he ignores all modifiers except for modifiers to his unit's armor save. So obviously you can still ignore, you can still like AP2 makes them save on 4s instead of on 2s. However, it does ignore like Armor of Contempt stratagems, which make you ignore AP, which can be a little confusing. But Trajan basically bows to no man. All right.
I've just done something, and it's completely my mistake, so I
Yep.
won't fix it. But it's Battledown 2. I didn't call a WOG, so I think I have to
Oh
hold that for
no.
Battledown 3.
Yeah, you 100% call the walk. That's okay. You lose right now if you don't call the walk. So you call the walk.
Okay, perfect. Thank
Yep.
you.
Yep. All right.
I was just thinking, on start of my turn, I'll call it, and I've got a orc cheat sheet where I've put all the stratagems on there, so I remember what they do, like all of the important ones, like mob rule and everything.
Yeah.
And I looked at what I was like, start of battle on. Okay, I was like, oh no.
You're absolutely in the law. So Dave Mech has a question. Do orcs have any answer to this unit? Yes, you do, and you're about to see it. Because what he's gonna do is he's gonna spend 2 CP to fight undeath with his Squighog squad. So even though
Perfect.
if I kill half the squad, he'll still strike back and he'll mess me up because he's got a lot of attacks coming out of those guys.
And I declare that now when well, not now, because at the start
Yeah,
of the
it's
fight
start
phase.
of the fight phase. Yeah. So now I'm going to
I'm,
charge with the custodians here, and I'm going to charge them into the beast nagas and into the squighogs. And they get to reroll charge. All right, a 9 is perfect. So what we'll do is we'll just put one right here. And so what I'm really trying to do, and I'm actually kind of pissed that I rolled a 9. It's actually very frustrating. Because what this does is it opens up him to have the ability to charge. So I'm going to bring this guy over here instead. It gives him the ability to spend 2 CP and charge me with Mazrog for a hero intervention.
I guess I don't want to do that, because if I do, I can't afford to use orcs who's never beaten. So I've only got
Okay, well in
3
that case,
CP.
yeah, it's great.
And I think it's more important that the squigs slap back into the things.
Yeah,
That means that Moz could always head over there and
yeah, because
do
you're going to
something
get the
else.
charge next turn anyway. So, yep,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
true. Okay, all right, so those are my charges. I don't think these guys can declare a charge. No, so they're too far. So that is everything. I will go ahead and open up with the wardens. I'm going to have exploding 6s to hit this turn. You're going to spend 2 CP for fight on death.
Yep, indeed I am.
Chris B's in the house. He says, "Good evening, Crumpers. Good evening, Chris B. We're about to throw Trajan into a bunch of squig hogs. He's going to have 6 attacks, and he is going to go hit you on 2s, exploding on 6s. All right, well, that's 1 miss. And then
Oh,
his strength 10.
is the exploding on 6s your martial karate thing?
That is the martial kata. Yeah, so the way that it works is at the beginning of the fight phase, I declare explode on 6s, or lethal hits, or I declare -1 to be hit for my entire army.
Perfect. That's very good.
All right, strength 10, winning you on 3s.
Yep.
All right, that's going to be 3, AP2, damage 3.
Save on a 5-up, because it's the WOG.
Oh, that's 3 damage. Nice. You got good save rolls.
That'll be 3 feel no pains. I'll bring it back on 5-ups. And making one of those is absolutely wonderful, because it means that one quicker boy remains alive.
Yes, sir. So one has 1 wound left, and that's really good. So now I'm not wiping the squad, which is really good. So you guys who are seeing this and you're like, oh, do we have any answer to this? You do. I mean, this is a pretty tanky squad. So now we have 30 wardens, and they're going to be hitting you on 2s. All right, I dropped those ones, but I basically just explode these sixes in, copy and paste. And then strength 7, so when you on fours. Cool. No rerolls. And that's just going to be 13 saves, AP 2, damage 2. So on your info. All
Perfect.
right.
5 ups.
Oh, there we go. All right.
That's
So
good.
now you have to roll these feel no pains kind of one at a time. So let's just take this yellow dice, and you roll those two because each one's damage 2.
No, I don't do that because I put them in the box to not
Yep.
cheat.
Saved them both. Okay, so that one
Perfect.
gone, and then you'll take another one. All right, so he's dead.
Yep, so that is one on one is gone.
Yeah, and just flip him over.
Ah.
Because remember, you're going to fight on death with him.
Perfect. So go again.
All right, saved one. So this guy has 2 wounds left.
One, 2 wounds. It is 2 damage each.
Yes.
Perfect. Lovely.
All right, so that one dies.
Both.
So that's
One
2
of the
dead.
dies. So flip him.
Cool. So he takes 1 wound.
Try and do this as quick as I can.
Yeah, it's okay, bud.
Is this the dice I need to roll or?
That's what actually got to roll. Yeah, I'm just helping you out to make this.
Oh,
go.
perfect. Thank you.
All right, so it saves them both.
Yeah.
Next one. All right, takes 1 wound. So guys, these are tanky as hell, right? Because this is 36 attacks coming in, all multiple damage, and I've killed 2. Saves them both.
Both. I'm living the dream here. I think they can all make it.
All right, he dies.
One more dies.
All right, takes 1 wound. Can I kill one more?
He's on 2.
All right, well, he dies. Oh, thanks for the subscription, guys.
Another one takes 2. So one guy.
Christopher, coming in hot, my man. Thanks so much for the super chat. You beautiful, beautiful man. Appreciate you.
Perfect. So is that all your fighting done?
That is all the attacks I put through with them. Hey, so I actually did not declare the Feel No Pain on the Wardens. I should have. I just kind of got into it and forgot about it. So I'll live with that mistake.
So I guess the best thing for me to do now would be my pylons to make sure everything can fight. Mm-hmm. I think if I keep that where it was.
So yeah, he can already fight because you're touching this guy.
Yep, so these two can both fight.
This guy can fight, no problem, because he just goes there, and this guy just no problem.
Perfect. And what I'll do is there you get moved in, then I'll flip him back over, just so I remember.
Cool. All right, so then I'll just go over here and fight here first before you do any of that.
Yep, perfect. Into these naggers.
Actually, I think you do that immediately. Sorry, I do think you actually do that immediately. Yeah, so go ahead and roll those 4 guys.
Yeah, I do after the attack.
Yeah, because they're done.
So that should be 1, 2, 3, 4.
So 4. You're at +1 strength, +1 attack, but I do ignore the +1 to hit modifier that Smash a Knob gives you. So you're still hitting on 3s, not on
2s. Just a quick one. Why is it only 4 that can attack if there's 6 in the squad?
Oh, right now, it's just order of operations. So if people are confused by this, the way the strat is worded, they fight on death. So they just died, so now they fight.
Oh, so the 4 that have died fight?
Yes.
And then we'll come back to it later, and the other 3 which are alive win.
Correct.
I'm with you. I was getting really confused then.
Yeah, so that can be a little confusing, but it's just confusing simply because of order of operations.
That makes sense.
Yep.
So what I will do is I will go... I'll do it the stickers first. So that's 4 attacks.
I am going to spend 2 CP to make myself -1 damage because I forgot to declare the Feel No Pain.
No worries.
I got to try to compensate for that.
Perfect. So it's going to be hitting on 3s, exploding 6s. So
yes, sir.
This 2 disappears, but everything else hits. It would be strength 5, but it's strength 6 because it's on the warg. So I think that still puts you on 4s.
All right.
And there we go.
AP 1, correct?
AP 1, yep.
All right. So I failed 2, so that's going to be 2 damage. So you killed 1 warden so far, and 1 takes a wound.
Perfect. And then the extra attacks with the Squighog Jaws will be another 12 attacks. 4, 8, 12, 16 attacks.
Oh, all the attacks. Because they have 4 bonus attacks?
Yeah, so it's 3 attacks normally, and then 4. Oh, you can't modify
No, you
extra
don't.
attacks, can you?
You don't get it from the WA. Yeah.
Ah, so it is 12. Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought so.
Yes. So the confusion there is when you have an extra attack, you don't get bonuses from the WA. So these hit on fours, right?
Yep, hitting on 4s, and then
Two
uh,
explosions.
two explosions, and that's strength 6. It would be 7, so that is putting on winning on 3s.
So yes, but my squad is -1 to wound if you're over my toughness. So it's forced.
So 4s to wound.
Wardens are tough, man. All right,
Yeah,
and
no,
these are
I like
AP
it.
one.
Indeed, they are.
All right, so you killed another one.
Wonderful. What a good stratagem.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. Yeah, like
And
that
then
stratagem is so powerful, and he's alive on two now.
and then these get taken off the board straight away now.
Yeah. So now those are gone. Christopher has a question. He says, "Do you have a streaming schedule on Discord or anything? I would love to block some time on my calendar to be able to join you from the beginning next time." Christopher, that is something I need to get better at. I am actually currently building out a Discord that I can have people on. And once I have that completed, we will have a schedule. I do promise that. As of right now, I just try to announce it on all the Discords that I talk on. So it is a little chaotic, and I apologize, but we will make it better. I promise. All right. So now what I do is I activate with my custodian guards. If you had to, CB, you could interrupt right now, but you don't. All right, so what I'm going to do, and these guys are kind of on each other's bases. They shouldn't have been there. Sorry, my apologies.
That's
I'm going
right.
to have these three guys and this guy go into the Squig Hogs, and then everyone else will go into the Beast Snaggers.
Perfect. Which one do you want to do first? And I'll pull the
Uh,
data sheet up.
so I'll go into the Squig Hogs first since we just got him. So I'll do the guy who only has a Misericordia, so he's only damage 1. So I'll attack with him first. He hits on 2s. All right, drop 2 of them, and he's going to wound you on actually 5s with this model. But he does get full wound rerolls for controlling the objective. So it's going to be 1 save, AP2, damage 1.
So 5 up save because I'm on the wog, nothing, and then a feel no pain on a 5, and I make it, so nothing.
Yep. So we got a few questions here just to clear thing up. Cam asked, did Trajan not attack in the Warden Brick? He did. He actually attacked first. Your Squeakhogs are tanky, my friends. They are tanky. And then Chris B. Oh, Deox, hey man. He wants to know, has TTS been updated with 10th edition missions? Yes, it has been updated, and it's ready for you there. So now I got the three wardens with damage 2 going into the Squeakhogs. Hitting you on 2, sir.
Yep.
Oh, good explosions.
And
Got a
lots of
bonus 3.
exploding 6s, which is fantastic.
And then I'm going to be winning you on 4s with full rerolls because I control the objective. All right, that's going to be
So
14 saves, AP2 on your invulns.
I think you could have had 2 more attacks. I think you only added 3 explosions and you had 5 6s.
But I also had 2 1s, so I just left them there.
Ah, right, okay, perfect. Right, so 5 up saves.
Oh, gross.
That's okay. These are 2 damage each, aren't they?
Yeah, you could roll these 2 at a time for now. Right? Yep. And then just put these. Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Oh, no, don't do that. That's cheating.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
So he's taken 1 wound so far. Cool.
Perfect, so I'll put 1 down to 1 to 2.
Yep. And now you have to do it 1 at a time because he's got only 2 left. All right, so 1 dies.
And, yep, he's gone.
Cool. And then we can do it like this. All right, he saved 2. He's got 1 left.
He's on 1.
Mm-hmm. Oh no! See how tanky these guys are? If so, like your Squig Hogs are awesome. Don't be too afraid when you play against other people. They are tanky boys.
Alright, I guess we can do 2 at once now because there's only 1 more left.
Yeah, now you can just basically do them all together. It doesn't really matter. All right, and now he dies.
And he dies.
Cool. So that was 4 Custodian Guardians over there. And then that's the power of rerolls. So this squad, they get to reroll wound rolls. That's the power of rerolls, guys. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the Beast Snagas. So that's going to be 25 attacks. Hitting you on 2s. All right, it's 4 misses, 4 explosions, and then I throw an extra 2 in. Hitting you, and now I'm going to be winning you on 4 or 3s because I'm higher than your toughness. Rerolling. Boom. That's 23 save, sir.
Yep, so saving on a 5 up.
Yep.
Perfect. So all of.
And then you have a 5 up Fiona Pain. Or a 6 up Fiona Pain, sorry.
Is this 1 damage each or 2 damage?
It's 2 damage each, but just roll them and you can just reroll 6s.
So just roll these on the 6s.
They're dead. Yeah, it's
yeah, they're gone.
I try not to roll excess dice unless I have to.
Yeah, makes sense.
Cool. Put them right there. And I suppose I will just touch you so you can't tank shock me.
That is fair enough.
Yep. Dave Mech, he gave the biggest wah. He did the math on the gargantuan squad because he's an orc and can't do math. The squig wins. Legend, baby. If you believe, it will be so.
You know, I do believe. I think this game is a very strong win for the Orc, purely because I've lured you into my side of the map where I'm
There is
strongest.
so much crumping that's happening. All right, cool. Now you can strike back with your squig hogs, and we'll go back into your turn after that. So
And
you
that'll
have
be.
the Novice Smasher and 2 normal squigs.
I'll give you.
Hey!
Let's do the 2 normals first.
The 2 normals? Cool, let's do it, baby.
Let me just check the Squig Hog leader. Add 1 to my hit, but I ignore modifiers because of Trajan, so I don't actually need to think of that.
Oh, who needs math when you can just crump, baby?
Right, so if I do these stickers first, that'll be
8 attacks.
8 attacks, so 1 more dice.
Yep.
Hitting you on the foes.
Yes, sir. Ooh,
There we go.
Explosions, good. Okay, I was just gonna leave those in for your explosions.
Oh,
So I'm sorry. I'm trying to help, but I'm making things worse. Forgive me.
No worries.
I'll stop touching your dice.
Strength 6, so
Force.
wonderful.
Oh, good rolls. AP 1. All right, I failed 1. 1 guy takes a win, and then you do your extra squig jaws.
Yep. So that is 6 attacks, which is already on the board.
Mhm.
And then hitting on 4s. 1 extra hit, which is perfect. Strength 7, so 4s because of your ability, right?
You better believe it, baby.
Yep, so 4s. And nothing. That's okay. I believed. And then I still have the leader.
The leader.
With his kill chopper.
Squig with the kill chopper. Let's look at this guy.
Which is devastating wounds.
Look at him being a pimp. He's just there. He's ready to dominate. I do miss his charge phase shenanigans from last edition, but he's still pretty awesome.
So 6 is hitting on foes.
All right, drop 3.
That's okay. Strength 7, so strength 8 because it's on the warg, so
-1
to wound.
So 4s.
4s.
Oh,
there you go.
That is devastating wounds though, and it's 2 of them, right?
Yep.
All right, so that gives me. All right, I fail both of them, so I take 2 damage. So that kills the guy, and it spills over to another guy.
Perfect. This is a dream.
This is actually going quite well.
I think it is. And then Squig Jaws, 2 attacking on 4s. Both hit. Strength 7, so 4s to wound because of your thing. Both wound, AP 1.
I save them both.
Fantastic.
Nice. So in my phase, when I charge this big brick, he's still got 3 left, which is real good. Guys, this 6-man of Squigs is so powerful. I'm actually not the biggest fan of the 3-mans, but the 6-man is disgustingly good and tough. So that's going to be the end of my turn. In my turn, what did I score? I did not capture the enemy outpost, but I did extend my battle lines. So I score 5 for battle lines, and I will just...
Is outpost in deployment zone, or is it the take it off me? Okay, no worries.
Yeah, storm hostile objectives, take it off of you. All right, so that's going to be the end of my turn. I did score 5 points for extend battle lines that turn, and we're going into phase turn 2 for the Orks. Currently, he is holding just his home field, and he doesn't have anything in no man's land, so he gets no primary this turn. And let's draw your cards.
I'll quickly roll. Lord of Fleas, so no extra CP for my Gretchen. So let's see what I get on secondary.
If you click this draw, just click this draw button.
There we go.
Extend battle lines. That's a good one. That's not hard to get.
Perfect. So if I look at this, I want to be on your side of the map, and I want to control a no man's land objective.
Yep.
So I think what I can do, looking at the map, I feel like I can advance Moz onto this objective, but I think that's a really stupid idea.
You want to charge Moz.
So I think what I need to do is if I charge Moz into this, oh, do I not own this objective here?
No, because I count as 3 models. Oh, actually, you do hold this. I'm sorry. Yeah, you do hold this because you got 6 models on there. Yep. So you get 5 points of primary. Sorry about trying to steal that from you. My bad.
That's all right. There we go.
5.
17. Wonderful.
So let me answer a question real quick while you do your thing. You can go and start moving things. Last question of the day: does Trajan ignore Battle Shock due to Captain General? No, he does not ignore Battle Shock. He ignores modifiers, but Battle Shock is not a modifier.
Speaking of Battle Shocks, the knob on Battle Squigs.
And he actually doesn't ignore the loss of OC either if he fails Battle Shock, because that's not a stratagem. But the trick with it is if his unit has the Vexilla, it's additive. So Battle Shock takes you down to OC 0, but if you have things that add to your OC, since I have a banner adds 1, everything in my unit will still be 1 OC even if they fail Battle Shock. So that's the way that kind of works. All right, sorry, buddy, keep going.
So I lowered my battle shock and got an 11. So these
Nice.
Griffo boys are good as gold. Nothing else needs a battle shock, and my truck number 2 is going to gain 1 wound because it's truck ability, which is fantastic.
Let's go.
So what I'm thinking I wanted to do
Yep.
is I feel like charging Moz into this unit in the middle is probably what I want to do. I don't think I'm gonna. This is a winning battle down here of what I've got. I've got a trap Christian boys and beast naggers, which will discard and then they'll move up to sort of stand on this side of the objective.
Yep.
But I don't think other than that they're gonna take anything off you. This truck is basically good for dead. It will shoot in here with its weak shooting, but it is an empty truck, so I think it just sort of sits there and gets in your way.
Okay.
These Quick boys, I think I want to move them behind Moz, so Moz charges in, releasing sort of follow and just ignore this. Truck number 3, I want to bring into this gap and deploy just to jump loads of units where Moz is now to block you from charging me on this point.
Sure.
And then this truck, I feel like disembark everything, or just disembark to gain better shooting, and to start really trying to peel some of these models off of somewhere. I don't know entirely what I'll do with it yet, but that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Right on. This is my real life Trajan, by the way, everyone, and he's awesome. All right, baby. I like your plans. You want to kill a unit, right? You just want to make sure that a unit dies right now. If you don't kill a unit right now, you're in a very bad way. So something has to die.
Exactly, and for me, I think the middle one here with the weakened one is easiest. There's loads of stuff down here, not loads to kill it. There's Squid boys here that will still get to fight, which is good. So thinking if I just go most 10 inches, kind of like this.
So I'm not telling you not to do this, but I do just want to mention this one thing before you do it. If you charge Mazrog right here, I will not be able to fight you back with very much.
I see what you're saying, and sort of balance them on the end.
Yeah, you can charge them literally right here, and at that point, I'm going to get 3 guys that can fight you. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not going to kill you with it, but it does mean that you can tie this entire unit up in my turn as well. It might give you some options. I also do completely support your idea of just freaking killing this one squad, though. I'm not telling you not to do that.
So the way I'm thinking of it is this squad at the bottom, I've mentally kind of checked out of. So I think if I just drop some snaggers here and I move them at the board and I sit them on the sort of back half of the point, I can just be really annoying. I can tank shock into it and be kind of annoying.
Sure.
I feel like Moz fighting into them might kill a couple, but I don't think I'm going to clear enough that you don't just decimate me in your turn anyway. Whereas I feel like if I stack the Moz and maybe even these Gridhog boys into this unit, depending how I roll, I'm on the wall because I can advance and charge. I feel like I've got a good chance of taking out the Trajan unit, or at least weakening it to the point where I'm probably okay. Because I don't think I can save anything on the bottom half of the board with these 2 trucks. And ultimately, it's like 200 points worth of stuff which will die, which I think I'm okay with if I can take out Trajan and your other stuff. That's my thought process.
That's an awesome plan. I think you should go with it. But I just want you to know that this squad can fall back, shoot, and charge in my turn.
Right, and then obviously I'll move all my stuff over here, then I got sandwich, so that might be the play.
Yeah.
I think then what I want to do is what you said and charge your squad, then if I can fall back, shoot, and charge.
I kind of think that's correct, to be honest with you, but I think your other plan is also a pretty good plan.
Yeah, so I think these squats can just stay here and keep this point as mine, and I'm going to sort of move Moz to here.
Now you're going to want to put another grot on here. Because next turn I'm gonna resurrect a warden and I'll have more on here. If you don't kill me.
Yeah, what I'll do is, like you said, play it safe, and I'll move a couple more gods.
Yeah, just play the contingency, right? Make sure you get an extra body on there because now you got Maz on there also. So now you'll have more than I'll be able to get on there. It's always best just to play it safe.
Yeah, I completely agree with you.
Cool. All right, let's freaking play. Let's go. Let's go.
Right, let's do that. So Squirrel Boy's going to move 10. They're going to move through and sort of sit on the point, be ready to charge into this unit down here as well.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to kind of do it like that and hope that I just sort of don't get in your way. Well, over an inch. Fantastic. And because they're moving normally, they're going to throw a bomb squig.
Hell yeah, they are. Does that thing blow up on me? Let's find out. Yep.
It does.
How many mortals? Oh, the big 3.
6 mortals. 3 mortals. 6 normal.
I do suffer one of them.
Fantastic. That's a sign it was meant to be.
It is, baby. I love it.
This truck down here, truck number 1, is going to move 12 inches up to here.
Heck yeah, baby.
It's going to move a little less than that because I think I'm going to have to spin it to be less than... Never mind.
Yeah, you're totally good. You're totally good.
And I'm going to disembark these on either side of the truck and kind of loop them around.
Yep.
I think I might be able to just fit it. what truck number did I say? Truck one. Ah, that's my Beast Boss one as well.
Beast boss.
Am I right in saying that these can charge?
No. If you want to charge them, you have to move them. You have to get them out before you move.
Ah, in that case, I'll get them up before I move.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. That's your.
So
I
if
didn't
I,
realize that was your beast boss mob, so no problems.
to be honest with you, I also completely forgot I was in truck one.
Yeah.
Truck. I'm thinking if I boogie's here.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. I can just help you with this if you don't.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I am very slow on CTS.
No problems. You're just new to it. It gets all this gets real fast once you practice it a little bit.
Next game we play will be 30 minutes Warhammer. It'll be speed.
One of my teammates, his name is Sondra, and he plays like basically just Chaos and weirdly Imperial Knights, and both of us are like crazy fast players on average. We finish games in 50 minutes.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's this aspiration. So I'll move this truck back up 12 inches. Now
There you
things
go.
disembark,
Nice.
which is perfect. This truck in the middle is going to hang tight. So with truck number 2, which is my captains and flash kits,
Mhm.
I'm actually not too sure what I want to do with it. I feel I'm hesitant to move it and get everything out because I feel like you're going to kill me.
Mhm.
I'm also hesitant to leave it sat here, knowing there's quite a lot of points doing nothing to achieve my objective.
So it's a tough decision right now. You can't just not use them, right? So what you can do is you can disembark them, blast me with full rerolls and exploding sixes. I will make you -1 damage, but then next turn when I move up, you're gonna get to Overwatch me as well.
But would disembarking not count as a movement?
It
So
does.
I would
It
lose
does
heavy.
count as a movement, so you do lose heavy. So you'll be hitting me on 5s with full hit rerolls.
Yeah, Jonathan, I think that is the play. I think let's get these boys out the truck and cause some chaos.
The Pauly principal has a comment. Honestly, the game would be a lot better if played in 50 minutes. Yeah, so the game actually can easily be played in 50. Well, maybe easily is a little bit of stretch, but it's an hour and a half long game, assuming like you're not doing what we're doing, which is the banter and talking and teaching. Like this game can go really fast if both players are really efficient and they're on top of it. And I'm not trying to talk shit about you, Ian. That was not the point of me saying that.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm an awful player.
No, you're not an awful
I'll
player. You're actually seeing things quite well. You're just new. So like if you guys know your armies, you can play this game really fast. Like it doesn't. It's not that much. It's not that hard. You could also just move the truck first and get them out like here or something if you wanted. So
Yeah, do you know?
let's just do that.
But I guess it's the exact same because
Yeah.
these guys are going to move up after anyway, aren't they?
Yeah. So just move the truck where you
Yeah.
want it to be. Put them in position so that everyone can fire.
Yeah, let's do that. That is a much more sensible idea.
Perfect.
And then if I chuck these there and then there,
Perfect.
fantastic.
Then we got a question from Dave Mech. If I take 3 units of 6 squig hogs, do I want a squig knob in each? I don't. I know we have a guy on our Discord. I think it's Jake Coleman. He does run the 18 squigs. I don't like that. I think it's way too much of point sink, and it's really easy to move block yourself. I would still only be running probably 1 smasher squig. It's just too many points, man. You could get an argument. I could see an argument for running 2 6-man blobs each with a smasher squig, but I would not be running 3 each with a smasher squig. I think it's just too many points. And while mounted is a lot easier to use in 10th edition, it's still fairly hard to use. So that's just my thoughts on that.
I've disembarked these boys as well.
Yep.
I'm gonna move. They're gonna sit and just screen your back line. I'm gonna move the truck over just to here, I think, just to do something.
Why don't you do this? Why don't you take these Gretchen and move them up here, and then move these V-Sneggers here to charge them from the side?
That is genius. Fair play, I'll give you that.
Yep. And we'll just make sure that you're not within an inch of me.
Which I'm not. Fantastic.
But this is going to let you maximize the damage that you can get in. So now you're going to need to advance them to make sure that you can get that charge.
I'll advance them and I'll roll the dice. I'm not going to use that because that's cheating.
All right. So
and 3 inches.
So that's a 9. So 9 inches of movement.
There you go.
Oh, you can still move them. They're normal movement as well.
Which is 6 inches.
Yeah. Yeah. Can mounted breach? No, so mounted can't breach. But George, the reason why mounted is so much easier to use is because you don't have to worry about move blocking yourself because you can now move through your own models, and that is such a big deal. Another really cool thing about Squig Hogs, you can't modify their movements. So Barbed Gaunts can't make the -2 to move in advance. It's really, really, really strong. They ignore all of those modifiers, and there's several of them in the game right now.
Right, so what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to get into some shooting.
Okay, let's do some shooting.
And I think shooting-wise, it's just going to be this truck into combat because the big guns never tire.
Yep.
These guys have no pistols, so they won't shoot. This truck can't shoot anything because they're in engagement range. So I think just one truck, and then everything on this side of the map, which I'll do after.
Cool. Let's do the
So,
truck first.
Yep, so that'll be 5 attacks. Hitting on 6s because it's in combat.
Yes, sir.
No hits. Let's go for... And what I'll do is when I've got the truck up is... Can I shoot this truck into combat?
No.
Only the vehicle in combat, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense. And then this truck number 2, will shoot into the Allarus.
So I'll just go ahead and pop their strat again, which will be free because I haven't used his ability yet this battle round, to be -1 damage.
Perfect. Can you... So the truck only does 1 damage. Would you reduce that to nothing, or...
No. It's minimum 0. Yeah, anyone who makes that argument where it reduces to nothing is a jerk, and I wouldn't play with them.
Yeah, so there's a combat patrol where the Netcons doesn't state minimum of 1, and it caused a bit of debate. We did agree minimum of 1, but it's questioning it. And it was me who said it, thought you were being cheeky.
Right.
Which makes sense. Right, so 1 hit,
Nice.
wounding you on, I think, 5s?
T7, so yeah, that's 5.
Yeah.
And I saved it. Cool.
Perfect. And then I will do 10 Snaz guns.
No, George, you're correct. Bard Gods do only affect infantry. I was speaking stupidly. Forgive me. You're correct. I'm just being a dumb boy when I said that. But for example, they ignore movement modifiers.
So these Snaz guns do get the ability to reroll to hit because it's making range attack lead. Mm-hmm. And you have 1 less toughness, so I think I'm within 6 inches of you.
You are. Badrock. So my unit is -1, so I'm now at toughness 6 instead of 7. So now you're winning me on 4s instead of on 5s, which is a big deal.
Perfect. So then I get 4 attacks per Snaz gun.
Yes, sir.
Because I'm shooting the closest target, right?
Yep. So this is actually quite scary. I'm very lucky I have a -1 damage strat, because otherwise you could annihilate me with this.
Right, so that would be 40 shots. Hitting on 5, sustained 1.
Yep. And reroll everything. So if you just right-click on this button.
The white one?
Yep. There you go. And then you right-click on that. Perfect. And then add in all those 6s.
Oh, so that's strength 6 to you.
That was an unreasonably good attack roll. These things are nasty. That's why people like them.
Perfect. So that's now strength 6 to your toughness now 6, which is wounding you on 4s, right?
Attaboy, you got it. Whew.
Fantastic. Well, delete those.
So AP1. This is AP1, so I'm going to start on the guys who have cover, which is just going to be really... just the 1, actually. That's really frustrating. Only one of them will get cover. And they have 4 wounds each, so I got to take these 4 at a time.
It's 2 damage each, but you're reducing it to 1 damage.
Exactly. So he has now taken 1 damage. Then I got to do 3 at a time. Pew. All right, he's taking 2 damage balls. And then I take 2 at a time. All right, he's good. All right, now he's got to take it 1 at a time. Good.
And you're doing this because the one in cover has a better save.
Correct.
And you're allocating it to him first to have the better save.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Because if not, these 2s would be going through and I would have lost 2 guys by now.
That makes sense.
Yep. Good.
And you might just make it.
Good.
He does. Fantastic.
So now when you shoot with Badrock and it's like flat 3 damage or whatever, I don't care if you kill him because it's wasted, basically.
Yeah, which makes sense. And he's going to shoot with his Ripper.
Yep.
Which doesn't have the ability, so if I just... Am I going to delete this dice here?
Yeah, you can delete all that now.
Perfect. I'll take 3 dice, because I don't think he gets the extra attack, does he? Because he's the leader.
Yeah, he's unless that's on his data sheet, then he would not get it.
No, it's on the flash kits. So this is going to be the normal attack.
No, he actually does get that ability, actually, sorry. If that's an ability and not a weapon roll, it's abilities are shared. Abilities are shared. Weapon rules are not.
Ability, gun grows you show off each time a model in this unit targets.
Yes, then he does get that ability.
Fantastic. He's really good. I really like him. I think he's quite cool.
Oh, yeah, no, this is a good squad.
Yep, so hitting on 5s.
Hello. He gets to reroll. He gets to reroll.
He does get to reroll. Don't get to do it like that because that's cheating.
All right, so that's going to be 3 explosions.
Oh, if we do it this way.
Yep.
And that's strength 7 into your toughness 6 now, isn't it? So freeze.
The series, yes, sir. Oh, thank goodness. All right, so what's the AP on this?
And AP2.
AP2, so on the gang cover first. Saved. And then, yep, saved because he's getting cover. And then one
Indeed
more.
he is.
Saved.
And saved. Wonderful.
That was very lucky for me because that was a ton of firepower. That would have deleted a lesser squad. If I didn't have the -1 damage and I didn't have the one guy in cover, you probably would have killed 5 of them.
But that's okay, because now if you move towards me, I've got a very scary looking Overwatch.
Exactly.
Oh, actually, I don't want to tank shock you then, because I have a scary Overwatch lined up.
Correct, because if you tank shock me, then what's going to happen is I'm just going to pile in into you.
And now I don't get to Overwatch you, so that'd be
Right.
silly.
You got it. Oh, see, you're thinking, man. This is beautiful. I love it. You're thinking. Nice. All right. Anything else? I think that's all the shooting.
Yeah, that's all the shooting.
Charge phase.
Yep, I completely forgot to bring my Storm Boys in, but I don't
just
think I
drop
need
them.
to now.
No, you do because you have to be 3 inches away.
Okay, so would you say it's worth bringing both Storm Boys into each corner?
It's definitely worth doing it into one for sure. I don't know if you want to do every corner, but it's definitely one.
Can I go just here then and use the ruins just to
That'll
score?
get you 3 secondary points.
Yeah, let's do that, and I'll hold off on the second one for now until it's end of battle round 3, isn't it?
Yep. So you still have a full battle round to do this on.
Yeah, that's fine. Charge phase.
Charge phase.
The tank here is going to tank shock into these custodians.
Absolutely, it is.
So let me roll some dice for that.
Yep.
7 inches, so it's just going to go. As I'll just tag this Blade Champion guy and sort of sit in the middle here.
Cool.
And then tank shock.
So it's going to be the way tank shock works is you take the strength of your weapon, you roll that many dice. If it's higher than my toughness, then you add 2 to it. So you basically get to roll 12 dice right now.
Perfect. So that's 10 from the Wrecking Ball, and then 2,
and
then 5s or 6s are mortals.
Oh, just 2.
Wonderful. 2 mortals. You get saves on them at 4 up.
Saved 1, and I think that finally does kill the one guy. It does.
It absolutely does, which is amazing. Then these Beast Daggers and Beast Knob are going to charge in.
3.7 inches, and they make it with a 6. Perfect.
So what I'll do is I'll sort of do in groups of 3.
Makes sense to me.
Take those in.
Boom. All right.
And then if he goes there,
Beast boss.
I think these can just pile in behind him.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the best I can get because I didn't roll too well to curve on the back here. But I'll get to pile them in before I fight anyway, so I'm not too stressed about that. That truck's in combat. That truck's too far. Moz and these Squidhog boys are going to charge into these as well. I'll do Moz first. Moz is in, so he's going to come and tap it there.
Mm-hmm.
Squidhog boys will go next.
They're in.
Have I feather? Oh, they have to get base to base if they can.
Yes, if you can, it has to be base to base. You don't have a choice with it. But you can block yourself, right? You can block your own movement. Just like right there, you're good.
Yeah, I'll do that. These squads will stay here. I don't want to charge them.
Correct.
These snaggers, I think I want to charge into you as well.
Charge them 3 inches. Let's see what we got. It's a 9. That'll do it.
9 inches. So I don't think I can move through your units. So I think movement-wise, I can get a couple of them behind by going like this way.
Yep. But you can't through. Yeah, you just can't move through mine. So
yeah, it'll be 5, and then just like there.
Something like that.
I think it's like much more like here.
Yep.
So I'll pile them in a little loop like this.
Yep.
And then I'll just back move the other ones because I am quite cautious of time here.
You're actually doing pretty good. It's just that we're discussing things a lot. That's all it is. You're actually playing fairly quickly. It's really me because I'm being a windbag and just talking too much.
Nah, so I like hearing what you're saying because it's helping me get better at the game.
Good.
Nothing going to charge on this side of the map, and Squidhog boys already in combat, so let's do that into fight phase.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and activate explode. I'm gonna make you -1 to hit me. And
Makes sense.
Then I am also going to spend 2 CP, and I'm going to fight first with my custodian guards. And then I am also going to activate my Feel No Pain on my wardens.
And your wardens are
they're the guys in the middle. These are
in the middle.
So they get a Feel No Pain this turn, and then these guys are just going to go and fight first when I spend 2 CP, which I have now done.
Perfect.
All right, so let's do a little pile in here. Makes that pretty dang easy. He could just come in like this.
I'm hoping for some big warg combat this turn.
All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put Blade Champ. I'm just gonna put these 4 guys into these squigs. I'm gonna ignore Moz,
Perfect.
and then I'm gonna put all of these guys into the Beast Nagas.
Perfect. Do you want to do the squigs first?
Yeah, we'll do the squigs first. So let's go ahead and do the 3 normal custodian, or we'll do the Blade Champ first because he's got flat 3 damage once. All right, he's gonna hit you on 2s. All right, that's gonna be 1 miss, and then he's gonna be winning you on that and re-rolling because I'm controlling the objective. That's gonna be 4 saves, AP 3, damage 3.
5 up save because of the warg, so I make 2.
Yep.
And then
You
got a
can
slow though.
Yeah, you can just do it like. Yeah,
Is
just,
this 2 damage each?
3 damage each. So.
I need
just do it twice. Just roll those dice and we'll roll them twice.
1 damage.
Click. No,
and
you have to roll it through.
Yeah.
All right, so 1 dice.
Yep. And
then the other dice.
Another 1 dice.
Yep. And then we'll have the 3 custodian guards who are there. That's 10 attacks. Hitting you on 2s. Drop those. I don't explode this turn because I chose to be -1 to be hit. All right. And then for wounding, I'm wounding you on 4s. Okay, so that's going to be 9 saves this time, AP 2, damage 2.
Perfect. 5 up saves on the warg, so these go. I think he's just dead.
Yep.
There's definitely a lot of many fewer pains to live, so he's gone.
Cool, and then we've got 5 guys going to the Beast Nagas first. Let's do the 1 damage guy first. He's going to hit you on 2s, and he's going to wound you on 3s. Rerolls. All right, that's 5 saves, AP 2, damage 1 on your info.
Perfect. 5 up.
All right.
2 save.
And then 6 up Fiona Pains.
This is just 1 damage, isn't it?
Yeah. All right, so.
Perfect. And then 2 die. I'm going to pull the 2, which I don't think are in combat, so with these 2 at the back here.
Makes perfect sense to me. Then I've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 more to go. So we got 20 more saves, 20 more attacks here. Hitting you on 2s.
Yep.
Drops a good bit. Winning you on 3s. Cool. And that's 14 saves.
5 ups.
You save 5 of them. All right, and then you can just re-roll it. If you roll any 6s, we'll just re-roll those 6s.
Okay, perfect.
Cool. So that's going to be 7 dead, and then you re-roll those 6s. Cool. So
and 9 dead.
So 9 dead. So that kills the squad, and it would 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that 2 of those 7, 8. So 1 of those went onto the beast boss. So you'll have to roll. So the beast boss took 2 damage basically.
Yep, that's fine. I'll quickly check his max HP. I think it's 6.
Yep.
It's 5.
Cool. And then we'll go ahead and then you get to activate next.
Perfect. So
if you don't activate with the scary thing over here, which I'm not sure which one is scary, but I'll use Trading Forces to let me fight first, and I'll go again. So make sure you go with your hardest hitting thing next.
So I think I want to hit with the Squidcog boys because I don't think.
Again.
Yeah, so they definitely will die. I think you want to kill them.
Yep.
You can't kill Muzz. Nothing else is going to die here. Beast Boss is going to get a fight no matter what.
Yep.
Chuck's going to fight no matter what. So it's okay. These 2 are going to fight.
Makes sense.
I think that's the play.
All right, what are you going for first?
I'll do the 2 squigs first, and then I'll follow up with the Smasher Squig.
Let's see it, baby. 2 squigs first.
Perfect. So there's going to be 8 attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Not with that dice. 8 hitting on 4s.
You're -1 to hit me this turn, so that's
hitting on 4s. Mm-hmm. Yep. Strength 5, so it's 6 because of the warg. So wounding on
4s.
5? 4s.
Yep. Oh, I'll wound.
AP 1.
3 ups. I failed 1. That's gonna be 2 damage. But I get 4 Feel No Pains this turn. All right, I take 1 wound.
Perfect. And then 6 attacks for the Squidcog Jaws, hitting on 5s because you're -1 to.
That's 1 explosion.
Yep, so it explodes. Strength 7, so that's going to be 4s.
Yep, because I'm -1 wound. Perfect. That's going to be a 3-up save. Saved it.
Perfect. And that is going to be the knob on Smasher Squig next. Quickly pull up his melee weapon.
Knob on Smasher Squig. Look at that beast.
Yep. 5's hitting on, it would be add 1, but it's Trajan, so I ignore that, so it's hitting on 4s.
Yes.
Yeah. So hitting on 4s. Perfect. Strength 7 to 8, so wounding you on foes.
Does he only have 5 attack space, really? Or 4 attack space and
Oh,
+1?
5. No, it is one because the wog I missed it.
Oh yeah. Throw one more. So these are your wound rolls right now. Throw one more for your attack, real fast. Hits on a 4, and it missed. All right.
I missed. No worries.
All right. So that's gonna be 2 saves. AP1.
Yep.
So on a 3 up, save the first one, and on a 3 up, save the second one. Cool.
Perfect. And then 2 more attacks hitting you on 5s because of these squig jaws, because of extra attacks, and they didn't do anything.
Nice.
So it's back to your fight phase.
Okay, so at this point in time, I actually am just going to go ahead and activate my Fights First ability with Trajan, because I don't want you to be able to activate the Beast Snaggers into me.
That makes sense.
So I can only do this once per game, but I am going to go ahead and do it. So I'm going to put Trajan and the Warden with these with the banner here into the squigs, and then these 2 will go into the Beast Snaggers.
Yeah, so I guess if I had fought with the Snaggers first here, you'd have done that ability anyway and just done the same thing. So
100%, right?
Yeah,
that's what I was trying to. I hope I articulated that correctly. That's what.
Yeah, no, you did. I think the Knobs and Squigs had a more damage potential than these boys.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's why I want to type them first.
All right, so I'm going to put the 2 guys into the Beast Snaggers first. Hit you on 2s. Dropped 1 and wound you on 3s. Oh, terrible.
Dice will be dice.
Terrible. Just 2 saves.
5 up saves.
1 takes 2. Roll your Feel No Pain.
1 is dead. Oh, it is Feel No Pain.
Yeah, he's dead. That was a whiff. Okay, not worth my time to do that. All right, then Trajan will go into the Squighawks. So he's got 6 stacks. Hitting you on 2s. Oh, I had 7 dice there. I'll just take away one of the successes. And then he's going to be winning you on 3s. Straight 10. Damn it. All right, 3 saves. 3
5 up. Right. Make 1.
Those are 3
and then
you just roll twice like that.
Yep, so Lolo.
Passes them all.
Lolo.
Oh my god, takes 1. Ah!
Yeah.
These guys are
that
tanky.
Does kill one, though.
These guys are tanky. All right, and then the last Warden into the Squighogs. All hit. 2 wounds. AP2, damage 2.
Perfect. 5 ups.
2
makes
damage.
1. 2 damage, so Feel No Pains.
All right, takes 2 wounds.
2 damage.
Okay, not what I was hoping would happen, but it is A-okay. All right, so then you could just go ahead and do your Beast Snaggers, and then everyone else.
So I don't think I can pile in with these Snaggers.
You can. You can just do it like right this, and then like that.
Do you know, I completely forgot about going through the ruins.
Yep.
Cooper will be fuming because he taught it to me yesterday.
And then I think these 2 are both in engagement. This knob, weirdly, is the only one who can't fight.
Okay, perfect. So that'll be 9 Snaggers.
Because engagement range is 1 inch, right? So this, actually, this guy might not be able to fight. Now that I mention it, yeah, he can totally fight. Yeah, because it just doesn't snap to the base correctly. So engagement range is
everyone bar the knob.
Correct. And the reason why the knob can't fight is because he's not in base-to-base contact with the guy who's within base-to-base contact.
Which makes sense to me.
So basically, you get 8 guys because I killed 1 already.
Perfect. So 8 boys with choppers, which is 4 attacks each. God, what is 4 times 8? Let's just like this.
24.
1, 2,
5.
24.
Yeah.
Perfect. Hitting on foes.
No. 4 times 8. 4 times 8, right? 8 is 8. 16, 24, 32.
Oh, 32.
Yep. Right.
Are you happy I just add more in and then we all
Yeah, of course. No problems. Yeah, there you go.
32. Perfect. So hitting on foes.
Mm-hmm. You're -1 to hit, so you're hitting me on 4.
Hitting on 4s. All of these explode because of Orc melee. Strength 5 becomes Strength 6, so that is 4s to wound.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
Wonderful. So we got the disease. AP1.
All right, and wow, that actually killed. Oh, at least I have Feel No Pains. Oops, jeez. Thank goodness for Feel No Pains. Take 2 wounds. That's a bit of a difference. So this guy dies, and then this guy will take 1.
I always believed in the Orks. And
hey,
never done
thanks for the subscription, guys. Listen, Gorka and Merc are supporting you right now. It's really exciting. This is good. But you can see like how your placement is really what's saving you here, right?
So
this is great.
Yeah. So less for the fighting. Would just be Moz and then 2 trucks.
Yeah, let's do Moz first, and then we can roll the trucks together.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So Moz hopefully does big damage here.
I hope not. I'm terrified of him.
He declared a charge, so unmodified successes wounds on a 5+ now. So gut lip is going to be 7 attacks.
Scary.
They're hitting on twos,
Threes, because you're -1 to hit.
please. Yeah. Strength 7 to 8, so threes to wound.
Threes to win. Ugh. And these are these dev or is that just some big chopper that he's dev?
No, just a big trumpet is dev.
All right, so these are AP1, right?
Yep, AP1.
All right, I don't think I have any CPD reroll, so I'm not going to bother. All right, so one guy takes 3 and dies.
Wonderful. For me, obviously not so much for you.
Yeah, it's all right. Cool.
And then 3 big trumpo attacks hitting on would be 3s, but now it's 4s, so
Okay.
only 1. Strength 8, so 3s.
All right, that's one
A
wound.
wound.
All
2
right,
AP.
all right, I failed it.
And
And
that's
damage
4
is 4. All
damage.
right, so we'll kill this guy. Or
Fantastic.
actually, we'll leave him alive. We'll kill this guy.
And then I'll do 2 trucks together. I don't think they're going to do much, but
And you also have your beast boss. We forgot about him.
I'll do him after 2 trucks, then, if that's okay.
Cool, of course.
So that'll be 4 attacks for the spiked wheels. So it'll be 8 attacks because we're doing 2.
-1.
Yep, so hitting on 6s.
Nice.
Nothing. And then delete all of these and go back down to 2 dice for the wrecking balls. Hitting on 5s.
You got it.
Nothing, which is nice and easy again. Going to the beast boss with a beast snagger claw.
Mm-hmm.
So 5 attacks hitting on 3s. 4s, hitting on 4s. With an explosion. Strength 10, so I'm wounding you on. That's strength 11, so is that going to be 2s or is that going to be 3s still?
Because I'm T6.
3s. But yeah, there we go. And then 2 AP.
All right, pass 2 of them. That's the damage left. It's damage 2, right?
2 damage each, yep.
You'll kill 1 more. Ugh, scary. So you kill 3, that's
Wonderful. Right. That's not bad at all. And then I guess Moz gets to consolidate, and I guess it's worth bringing him in.
You don't have to, but yeah, I think it's probably worth it.
Yeah. More stuff is better than less stuff, right?
Basically, baby. Oh, nice, man. So that's a good turn for you, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not bad at all.
I think I survived enough, but I think it was good. What did you score here?
So I scored extend battle lines.
Yes, because which objective did you take? This one. Yep, because you hold this
middle one.
Yep, so you're good. So you definitely get extend. So that's 5 points.
Yep. So that'll be battle line 2. I hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Good.
And then get rid of it and engage on all fronts. I think we did because we deployed the Storm Boys at the back, so I gained 2 points for that one. I think.
I think it's 3 since you showed you're running it as tactical, right?
Yes, 1 extra, so it should be 3.
And then you just click
so 1,
Alex.
2, 3, and then Alex.
Bro, this is really good. So it's 28-25 right now, going into round 3.
Perfect. So if I click, if I right click that, straight to your turn.
All right. So at the beginning of the battle round, I hold 1, 2, and 3. So I will get 15, and I actually hold this one with a character, which gives me an bonus 3. Does it cap out at 3? Let's see if it caps out at 15. Yeah, it caps out at 15.
I think you gain an additional as well because it's
I'm reading it right now. It says at the end of each player, VP as follows, up to 15. So it's max 15.
Okay, because I was going to say you got Inquisitor Draxus, and I think is your shield captain a character as well?
Yeah, he is. But you don't score for holding your home base in this mission.
Okay, I'm with you.
You only score for no man's land in this one. Okay,
that makes sense.
That'll be everything. So let's draw my next card. Woo! Let's find out. All right, so I get secure no man's land, which is also a pretty good secondary for me.
Yeah, you're having a time.
Yep, we're looking pretty good on that. So what I think I will be doing, we have a movement phase. Let's advance Inquisitor Kyria Draxus' squad.
She's the one with the psychic ability, isn't she? Where it gives them lone operative.
Yeah, let's do this actually, because what's a Storm Boys OC?
I think it's 2 on 4 of them, and one of them only has 1. But I'll double check that with you now before you
check
move.
that for me.
Yeah, all of them have 1.
Okay, so then what I'll do is I will leave 3 guys on the objective, so you can't steal it from me.
Which is fair enough.
Then these will all shoot your Gretchen.
Very understandable.
Yep. I'm also going to spend 1 CP to resurrect a warden. And I can only do this once per game, or once per game per unit, so you can only do it once. So I will resurrect this warden. Do I want to resurrect him? think it's probably better if I resurrect a Guardian, actually, because the Wardens are basically a lost cause at this point. Yeah, let's resurrect a Guardian instead. So we'll bring this guy back to life, and we'll just put him right about here.
Perfect. And I guess you can play some change to engagement range because the units would in engagement range.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And then any other movement I want to do, they moved up here. They're going to shoot Grots and kind of try to mess them up a little bit.
I'm not sure if you're planning on rapid ingressing them, but don't you lose your Terminators this round?
Yeah, I have to bring them in right now.
Okay, that makes sense.
So then these Alar's Terminators are going to go and move. I really will hate these Storm Boys being back here. They're a bit of an issue.
I quite like them being there. They make me feel pretty good.
So I'll move them to be right here. Would you like to Overwatch?
I don't think so. Okay. Because I wouldn't be able to shoot with everything. I want to save the OC, and I don't think it's a good use of time. I don't think it's a good Overwatch.
All right here, because you can throw it at the beginning of the movement phase or the end of the movement. So you actually can shoot with everyone if you want to do it.
I think it's worth it then, isn't it, for one CP?
Yes,
it definitely is.
Yes, I think I was standing like right here.
Yeah. No, I didn't know that you could do it at the start.
Yeah, it's at the beginning or end of the move.
Perfect. So I'll do it at the beginning for sure, and I will shoot you with the flash kits first.
Yeah, and he'll go ahead and use his strat for -1 damage.
That is absolutely makes a lot of sense. So that'd be 40 attacks hitting on 6s, right? 2, 3, 4. So hitting on 6s because of Overwatch.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I reroll anything, do I?
Yeah, you get full hit rerolls.
Do I?
Yeah.
So there we go.
So I'm just gonna. Oh, nice. And you get 1 more 6 in there. All right. So.
Perfect. So then delete all of these and copy these.
Hits. So even in Overwatch, you still got 14 hits. Pretty solid.
Yep. And I've completely lost the data sheet, so apologies. So strength 6, but you're now strength 6 because of bad work. So hey, winning on 4s.
There you go.
Perfect. So get rid of these.
At the beginning of the movement, I only had one guy in cover, so he'll be on a 2-up. Saved, and saved, and saved, and he dies, and then these can go on the other guy. Okay, and the other guy takes 3 wounds. See, that's the difference, right? So the one guy tanked like everything, and then the next one basically doesn't
really
tank anything. So that's how powerful it is.
Yeah, I think Custodes are such a cool army.
Oh, they're sick. I absolutely love them. I love my Orks too, though. I mean, I'm basically madly in love with both of them.
I have just deleted the dice rolling thing by accident. I don't know how I don't know how I did that.
I have no idea what you just did.
I highlighted the dice and hit delete, and I just got rid of our ability to roll dice.
Well, it looks like you're rolling on my side for the rest of the game.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No big deal. It is okay. That was weird. Okay, so then I am going to have to teleport in my Terminators now.
I still get 4 attacks from bad work, don't I?
Oh, shit, you do. Sorry for cursing. But yep, you absolutely do. You're correct.
I will do those first. Hang on 6s.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing hits.
Okay, cool. Did you reroll your wounds rolls? Or your hit rolls?
I will do so now. Yeah. 1 hits.
And it explodes.
So it becomes, another one. So strength 7 to 8, so we're still wounding on that wounds on 3s.
Okay,
one wound, 1 doesn't.
What's your AP?
2 AP.
Cool, you killed another one. So you killed 2 Terminators in your Overwatch.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's really, really strong.
This is why I like them. I think I completely agree with Cooper when he says they don't score, but to me it's really satisfying to have at least one blob that can be really scary when they shoot.
Yeah, right. We have a question from Michael Martin. He was watching the video, and about 40 minutes ago, he had a question. Wouldn't it have made more sense if the Orc player had used counteroffensive instead of Fight on Death on the Custodes in turn 2? The Fight on Death effectively gave him the ability to fight with the 4 Squigog Boys' first counteroffensive, would have allowed him to hit with Beast Naga Boys before you can hit them. No, because... Oh, the Beast Nagas weren't in there until turn 3, bud. So they weren't in there. Oh, I guess they were. I don't think so. I think the Fight on Death was 100% the correct decision. Because if you remember, I was going to be able to use the ability to fight first. So the Fight on Death was actually absolutely. And you did you did fight on first on fight on Death when I charged you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Beast Nagas weren't even in the equation when that happened. I think you're misremembering it.
Yeah, it was either a case of I fight on death or I lose however many attacks of them you killed.
Yeah, exactly. It was 100% the fight on death was the correct decision there. But thanks for asking. It's easy to get those things confused. Okay, cool. So now we're going to. I just moved them there. I teleported these dudes back down here. They're 9 inches away. 9 inches away. And then we will start playing. So I'm just going to shoot all of the Terminators into your flash kits. So I've got four of
Perfect.
them. Grenade launchers. These are blasts, so they'll be at +2.
So you're gain 2 attacks.
Yep. So that is going to be 11 plus 8. So that's 19 attacks. You. And you. And I'm going to hit you on 2s. Missed. And I'm going to wound you on 5s.
Up to 5 on flash kits.
Yep. So that's going to be 5 saves, AP1.
Nice. I'm no longer on the warg, am I? So it's going to be save on a 5 up because they're 4s normally. So that'll be 2. And how much damage is?
These are damage 1.
So 3 die.
All right. And then we have 4 spears coming at you. Or 3 spears, actually, because one of them has a banner. So 3 spears, 6 attacks, hitting you on 2s. Dropped 1. Yep. Rerolling. All right. Then you got 4 saves, AP1, damage 2.
Nice. So 5 ups again.
So
Save
die.
1 and 3 more die. Much easier when I don't need to roll a lots of Fiona pain. Yeah.
Yeah, who wants Fiona pains? Those are the worst, right? All right. Then I will have this squad shoot your Gretchen. So I'll have Kira Jaxis go first. We'll shoot her big flamethrower thing.
Just a quick one. Did you move your Terminators in the end?
Yeah,
are you able to shoot this? Oh, okay. That's
yeah,
fine.
I did. All right. These are going to be hitting you on 3s.
Indeed,
right.
they will.
Dropped 1, but that 1 does double explode. Strength 6, so it's going to wound you on 2s, and she gets wound rolls because she's part of the units. So it's going to be 7 saves. There's no AP, but it's 2 damage each.
Yep.
And I think technically you will get cover off of it. Because
Do you think so?
Because I can't draw a line to everything.
So that'll be a 6 up save then.
Yep. All right, save 2. So
2
then
save
that's
and
5
die. Fine. 1, 2, 3, 5.
And then I got 2 spears shooting you. So these are going to hit you on 2s. 1 miss, and then I'm going to wound you on that. So 3 more die, because you don't get a save against those. That's AP1.
Yep.
Cool.
I don't know why it's pinging every time I'm moving it, but...
Yeah, it's no big deal. Okay, so that's their shooting, and then we'll have these guys. I suppose they'll just shoot the truck, because why the heck not?
Yep, this is fair enough.
Yeah, we'll shoot the truck with the spears. I'm not shooting the Gretchen, because I want to charge the Gretchen. All hits, winning on 6s. Oh, that's pretty good. All right, 4 saves, AP1, 2 damage each. Onto the truck.
Perfect. So 5 up saves. No saves, 2 damage each. 8
damage.
into the truck.
So the score currently, now I've scored in round 3, but he has not scored primary for round 3 yet. So right now it is 43-25. I am winning on primary here, but there's still actually a decent amount of game to go. This game is not over. All right, so then we'll shoot the grenade launchers always. Also, that's gonna be 3 of them. No blast here. That is 12 attacks. Hitting you on 2s. And winning on 6s with full rerolls because you're a vehicle.
Yep.
5 saves, AP1. Damage 1.
Yep. 5 up save. 1 save. 4, and the truck dies.
Does it blow? Doesn't really
Let's
matter.
find
I don't
out.
think anything's close enough.
No. And it's not worth a point to crewing it. Although it is very fun.
It is very fun. All right, cool. So that's that. That is going to be all the shooting for the turn. And it's just charge the clock now. So let's go ahead and charge. I got a 9-inch charge with the Terminators into your grots. I have no rerolls, so dice will tell the story. That is a 9.
And you make it.
That is beautiful. So that was actually a lucky charge. Basically, you never, ever, 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 ever want to rely on a 9-inch charge from Deep Strike. You have a 27% chance of making it. And that is terrible. Even with a reroll, it's only like a 46% chance. But I was blessed and got lucky and made that charge.
But to be fair, 46 rounds up to 50, and 50 rounds up to 100, so you're basically guaranteed to make the charge.
Well, listen, baby, you are the Orc player here, and how do I argue with that? All right, so that charge goes off, and then obviously I'm charging your flash kits here.
Which makes sense.
Let's roll that. That is a 9-inch charge. Okay, so I'm rolling 9s today. All right.
So everything on yours will fight first.
And I'm actually going to tag that. No, I can't actually because I didn't declare it as a charge target, so never mind.
But could you not pile into it?
No, because I have to base you if I can, and I can. And if you're based, you can't pile.
Yeah, which is fair enough.
But what I can do is I can consolidate after I kill your squad, so it'll be no problem.
If you kill the squad.
Win. But I like your optimism, sir. All right, so that's all the charges. Let's go right into the fight phase. I'll just go ahead and activate here first. So I've got 1, 2, and 3. So that's gonna be 10 attacks and plus 7 for the shield captain. The guy with the banner has damage 1 attacks. We'll just shoot him last. So I've got 17 attacks at damage 2. Now I'm gonna have exploding 6s this turn.
Yep, that's fine.
All right, so these are hitting you on 2s. All right, dropped 1, but 2 exploded. And I'm going to be winning you on 3s with full rerolls to wound. Okay, so that's 16 saves. It's going to be at AP2, damage 2.
Nice, 6 saves. I think that'll kill him. I'll kill.
That'll do it.
Bit of lag there. There we go.
Then I'll just pile in and I will tag your truck because I don't want you to be tank shocking me or anything like that.
Which is fair enough, but that means the truck gets to fight this in, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, it does.
Lovely.
All right, then my other chargers will go with these 3 Terminators. I actually wasn't able to get base to base on my charge because it was like a 9.3-inch charge or something. So now I'll just do my pile-in.
So I guess it's actually better that you don't base to base a charge because you then get this like additional movement which is going to pull you on.
Exactly.
Well, are these 2 OC each?
Yeah, they're 2 OC each. So I'm going to be able to have 6 OC on it.
Yeah, which is fair.
Yep. So there'll be 15 attacks for these 3, and they'll hit you on 2s. All right, no 6s to explode, and they'll wound you on 2s. Or your T5, so wound you on 3s. But you don't have a character in there, so no rerolls. So that's 10 at AP2, damage 2. So that kills 10.
Yep, which is the size of the squad.
No, the runt herd should be left alive.
Perfect. 1 runt herd. And unfortunately, he's not as tanky. He's not as OC heavy as the gods, so he doesn't have loads of OC to hold that point for me, which is a shame.
And then we'll consolidate in and tag your dude. Cool. All right, cool. And then we are on to the continuing fight phase, and you choose the first combat here.
I'm thinking again. I want to go Squigs and Smasher first.
Okay.
I think everything else can survive getting hit at least once. Cool. I think this is super fragile, and I think you probably will kill it. So let's do that.
Right on.
So let's do the Squig first.
Squig first.
3 attacks. Hitting on 4s.
Yep. Right, so 2 hits.
Nice. 2 hits, strength 6, winning you on.
Ooh, strength 5 now. You're not in a wall anymore.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Yes, it is strength 5. There you go. So no wounds. And then the extra attacks.
From the Squig?
Yep, which is hitting on 4s. All hit, which is strength 6, which is where I got the number from. So that's winning you on 4s.
So that's 1 wound. It's going to be AP
1 wound.
Saved it.
Lovely. And then the knob on Smasher Squig.
The Smasher Squig knob.
Which is going to be 5 attacks.
Yep.
Hitting on 3s.
Yep, 3s because you.
Yep, strength 7, so
3 or 4s.
4s again.
I think.
Yep.
These are gonna be 4 up or AP 1, so 3 up armor saves. I failed 1. That's gonna be 2 damage. So this guy dies.
And then Smasher Squig Jaw, so 2 attacks hitting on 4s.
That's an explosion.
It explodes, strength 6, so 4s again.
Oh, gross. Pass them both though.
Fantastic. And then your turn to fight.
My turn to fight. Okay, so I'll just go with the Custodian Warden block. This guy is based, which is a bit of an issue for me. So I suppose we'll just do the Blade Champ and the Custodian Guardian into Maz. And then we'll put these 3 into the Beast Boss. And then we'll put these 2 into, I don't know, Chuck 1.
Chuck 1. What do you want to roll for first? I'll get the data sheet up.
I'll do Blade Champ. He's going to do his flat 3 damage attacks.
Is that into Maz log, yeah?
Yeah, into Maz. He's hitting you on 2.
Perfect.
Dropped 1, but 1 exploded. Then I'm going to be able to wound you on 5s with full wound rolls. All right, so that's going to be 3 saves on your invuln, 3 damage each.
Perfect. 4 up save.
All right, so that's 6
make
damage.
1. And I'm just going to grab 6 dice and just roll them all.
Yep.
For Fear No Pains. Which is Fear No Pain and was on a 4 up, I believe.
Yes,
it is.
Take 2 wounds.
Take 2. He's on 3 HP.
So he's got 3 left. Can the last Guardian do it? Let's find out. He's also going to, the last Guardian who's also going to Maz. Hits all times. All right, he wounds you 4 times on your invuln.
Yep. 4 up saves.
All right, that's 4 damage.
And then 4 up Fear No Pain.
He does it.
Moz?
Got
Just
him.
he dies. He's
Does he
gone.
blow up?
Oh, he's got deadly demise. I will roll that now.
Deadly Demise 1, I think it is.
Yeah,
No.
he does not.
So that was actually the easiest I've ever killed Moz. He's normally a lot tankier than that.
Yeah, I feel like I could do hard as nails him. I've been quite greedy with it, but I think that's also fair enough.
Yeah, you actually probably should have art his nails in there. But with the full wound
That's-
rolls,
Yeah, I think
actually
it's kind of a rough one.
he would have survived there. Actually, had you done it, I just honestly I didn't mean to mislead you. I was just going fast, and I didn't think
No,
about
I
the
think
mining
you're.
there.
I think you're completely right. I
Cool.
think I was considering it. But that's okay. It's a learning game.
All right, then we got these two going into truck number 1. That's gonna be 10 attacks. Hit you on 2s, all hit, and 2 explosions. And then they can wound you on 5s. 4 wound rolls. Cool.
How
5
much
saves.
AP?
AP2, damage 2.
6 up saves. AP2 damage 2.
10
So
damage.
that's dead truck.
Does it blow?
Let's find out. Let's find out.
No.
It does not.
All right.
Goodbye, truck one.
And then we got the 2 guys with spears into the beast boss.
Because he's alone, we use his data sheet.
Yep. And hit you on 2s. Pew. 1 explosion, so 1 stays in. When you on 3s, full rerolls because I control the objective. That's gonna be 7 saves, AP2 damage 2. So you have a 5
Yep.
ball on him.
5 up. Yep. So that many. And I
10.
think I just died.
That gets him.
I think it does because he has a 6 up no pain, but I don't think I roll
Okay.
enough dice.
Nice.
Yeah, so he's gone.
All right. That's the end of the activation. So I suppose we will just kind of consolidate a little bit here. Yep. Sorry, wrong guy. Okay. And then you can activate next. So Beast Nagas, I suppose.
Yep. So first thing is pile them all in to get as many of fire as I can. I think what I'm going to do is go 3 and I can't move them. They're already base, can
Yeah,
I?
he's base. Can't move him, but you can move the others.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, makes sense. Let's just go there.
Because remember, you can move through your own models, which is one of the things that makes this a lot easier. Yeah, you're going to want to bring
Yeah.
him over here. Perfect.
Yep. And then he can touch that one as well.
So you want to, I think he's going to have to go there because when you can move an engagement, you have to.
Which is fine. And then that guy can come in.
Yep.
Be there. This guy's not base to base, so he's going to go into the back.
Exactly.
He's going to go down to the back to touch him.
Yep.
And then this guy can sit here and not be in the wall. Oh, he might just.
Was he able to do it? Let's say he could.
Do you know what? To be honest with you, I don't think he could have. I think he's going to have to see the other side of the wall.
All right. Well, then he's going to stay there.
Yeah, full honesty moment.
Cool.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 boys.
Hey, boys, let's see it, babe.
That should be 8 times 3 is 8, 16, 24.
Now that's
attack.
24, yeah. 2 more.
2 more. There we go. 24 attacks, hang on, 3s, but 4s, isn't it? Because you're a thing.
No, I'm not -1 this turn. I did exploding 6s this turn.
That makes sense.
Mhm.
I'll ask you every turn because I'll forget.
Yeah.
Right, so hitting on 3s, so all of
Quite
these
bad.
go
Quite
exploding.
Just
That's okay. Strength 5, so 5 to
Swing of
wound.
5s.
That's not as bad.
Nice.
There we go. AP 1.
Take 1 wound.
Fantastic. I'm quite chuffed with that.
All right. So then I'll just finish this one up. We have infiltration. He's going to slap into the Squighogs, and the Warden is also going to slap into the Squighogs.
I think I want a hard as nails as a squig hog.
You can't because Trajan would ignore that. Hey, Julian, welcome to the stream, baby.
In that case, I will not hard as nails as squig hogs. I knew that was the reason I wasn't doing it.
You could, but like I wouldn't because it's.
But yeah, it's because you usually know it, which makes sense.
Yeah. All right, so then you got 5 saves, AP2, damage 3, so 6 up armors.
Yep.
Saved 1. And then these are 3 damage each.
So I think it's just wipes the unit.
You have 5 fatal pain still.
Perfect. So 3 damage each, yeah?
Yep.
If I just paste that 3 times and roll it, that's not going to work, is it?
Yeah, you just do it like this.
Yeah, that should make sense.
Right,
yep, so one dice.
All right.
He's only on 1. And just knob and smash us quick now, so I think he just roll.
Yeah, then you just roll 9 dice.
There we go. And I don't. Yep, 5s.
Oh.
I think he still. I think he still does. I think he's only got 4. He's got 5. He lives on 1.
All right, then my Warden tries to see if he can do the job. He's got 5 attacks. And he'll try to finish him off. Dropped 1. And he gets 3 wounds through AP2, 6 up armor.
Perfect. 6 up. No
And then yeah,
saves,
6 dice. Yeah, got him.
and he does it. He is gone.
All right, all right. And then he will just kind of consolidate into combat with them. Okay, so that is the end of my turn. Actually, it was an amazing turn. I guess you can strike back with your truck and your runt herd if you'd like. Uh, just let me know if I need to roll anything while I tally up the score.
Yep, I'll do the truck. I won't do the head.
I did capture the enemy outpost. That's going to give me 8 points, actually, which was a huge swing. And then I did secure no man's land because I hold 2 or more in no man's land. So that was actually a really big swing for me that turn. And I think it's going to be fairly hard for Ian here to recover from that.
Yeah.
I think the problem is I overperformed mathematically when the Grots charged my Wardens in. Had I not overperformed there, this would have been a very different game because he would have been charging me and I would not have been charging him.
Yeah. Truck does nothing.
Okay. I heard.
I'll roll it now. I think he only gets 3 attacks on a 3 up as Grot Smacker.
Mhm.
So effing hits.
2 wounds.
2 wound.
AP.
I'll
No,
double check. I think it's
I hit my invuln, so.
Yeah, winner. There we go then.
Yeah, we got a question from the Poly principal. Yeah, at this point, it looks like the Orks probably will end up being wiped. Let's go and see what cards you get next turn, and then maybe we can talk after that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense to me. So, this is the question I had.
Yeah.
When is it like polite to concede? So, as I understand in tournaments, you always want to go for max points to support your team if you're playing on a team, and because conceding gives your opponent an auto 100. But when is it like in a game like this, for example, just playing as 2 friends, having fun education piece? When does it get to the point where it's like, cause in this game, I'm definitely beaten. Like I've got 5 more Stormboys.
Yeah.
It's like there's nothing I really do. When does it become a point where I can sort of say, "Yeah, that's me done. Like you've beat
now,
me." But
now would be the point, right?
yes.
So now is basically the point. Just from a courtesy standpoint, you don't want to concede just because your one Death Star unit gets killed early. That's bullshit,
Yeah,
right? You want to concede when you're like, okay, mathematically, there's just no chance anymore.
Yeah, which is fair
That's when
enough.
you do it. Like, so had I not captured your outpost and just scored a free 8 points there, and Mazrog didn't die, which he probably shouldn't have died there. It's different. Then we keep playing, right?
Yeah, of course.
Because Mazrog probably eats 3 or 4 of these guys, and
Yeah,
then
then
then you still hold this. You're gonna score some primary. I don't tear head on secondaries. At this point, it's just kind of the way the game goes. Why don't we just see what secondaries you would have drawn?
yeah, of course. Click the button. 1, 2.
So a cleanse and a
Cleanse.
okay, yeah. So
Yeah. So
yeah, you're basically boned because you can't possibly bring it down because I don't give it up, and cleanse is going to be more or less impossible now. Yeah,
okay, I guess the one thing I can do here is I can bring it down for CP and see what else I draw. But I don't know of any secondary in the game, which would actually save me here.
yeah. Let's just see what happened there. Something. Yeah. Okay. So there's just no way
Hunting target.
because I just be like, here, come grab this one. It's impossible.
Yeah, which makes sense.
So that was actually really good. Let's talk. Anyone in chat, if you guys have questions about the way this game went, go ahead and ask them up. For me personally, the swing parts of this game is right here. These Gretchen should have survived, just by mathematics. They should have survived when the Zodgrots charged in.
Makes sense.
Now, maybe the math was a little bit messed up because I wasn't thinking about Trajan ignoring their -1 to be wounded. If this was any other squad, they definitely would have survived. So like had they gone into like the Terminators, had I had the Terminators here, then they 100% would have been surviving. So there's that. If they had survived, then he would have been charging me. I would not have stuffed him. Over here, Mazrog shouldn't have died. We probably should have Arta's Nails him, and he would still be alive if we had done the Arta's Nails. I probably should have brought that up. I just wasn't thinking about it. I apologize about that. But
That's
like
right.
said, he had considered it. And then Maz maybe would have killed 3 or 4 of these guys, and that is a different game at that point. What that would allow is it would allow this unit of Stormboys to come up and this unit of Stormboys. Then he could be maybe popping down with behind enemy lines. Yeah, had he drawn that, he could have advanced these Stormboys over here to grab this objective. He had options at that point, right? So that's where the really went down. If these Gretchen hadn't been wiped, and then we had used Arta's Nails, I think it's a different game, and there's still a lot more game to play. But this is kind of the way it goes right here. Orcs are a little bit at the underdog when it comes to the Custodes matchup. But Ian, I actually think you played and planned it pretty dang well. The angles
Thank
you
you.
drew were actually correct. I probably would have put all of my forces down here as well, but
Yeah, I
it
was just
wasn't.
about to say that.
But your decision actually to make sure you grouped all the death was smart. You had tankiness down here, and then you had your death up here. So your plan was to just survive, and I think that makes sense. But now that you have a little bit more knowledge about the way the Custodes work, you realize how much damage this squad does. This is not the squad that you survive. This is for the squad that you kill, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think I overvalued Trajan. I think I
Yeah.
was like kind of scared of him.
Trajan's job is to not die. It's not really to kill. So yeah, in another matchup, I think you just put your death units down here to come crush these instead. Do you have any questions about the way this went down?
No, it went down to us kind of as I expected.
Hmm.
I know that from your game with Cooper, the Custodians into Orcs is extremely hard, and I know I
It is.
probably didn't have the game knowledge to play it as well as Cooper did to get such a close game.
Hmm.
But what I do really appreciate is how much I've learned from this one game on how the Orc army works.
Hmm.
So I've never played Orcs in the same style that I have here against anyone
Oh,
else.
cool.
Because what I would do is I'd be moving all of these Orcs. Like I would have been gung ho, completely ignoring points, just charging things, and I would have lost so much quicker.
Yep.
But the way that I played this game and like standing on the edge of objectives and managing charges and actually considering space with this truck up here blocking things and super got through the wall again. Although the charge didn't work out, it was like the best move.
Yeah.
That was like really really good for me, and I've now seen like again with these Storm Boys like the value of them and what they scored me this turn, and
So much
effectively risk.
value.
Yeah, and I think I can take my list away, tinker it a little bit. I still really like Bad Gut and 10 Flash Gets. I don't think I'll ever give it up just because it's really nice to have, like we saw in the Overwatch.
I like them, man. I think they give you a lot of value. I don't think I'll be running them in my orc list, but I'm also not really going to be abusing orcs until the beginning of August. So I have time to change my mind on that one.
Yeah, I think as well. What I would do is I would group instead of having 2 units of 3 square cogs,
Yep.
I'd put them into 1-6.
Yeah.
So hard as nails makes me a bit tankier, and I would have the one with the knobs go with my death squad, and I would just charge those in and just tie units up and just let them sit there to take ages to die. I think
I
that would have been the better play than having 2 3s.
I love I think the six man is so strong. A double six man I can see. I think a triple six man is a little too much. Um,
Yeah, I think looking at this map as well, I think it was triple 6 man. I wouldn't have been able to move well enough.
mhm.
I think I would have ended up getting my units very tied up. Like exactly
That's
what
a fair
happened
point.
down here to turn 2 and turn 1 with Moz and the truck.
Yep.
I think that's so much more likely with the squigs just to move that many units around,
Yeah.
which makes sense.
Um, yeah, so that was great. Guys, really appreciate your attention for today's teaching stream. If you like this, I'm going to be running these at least twice a month. The goal is to be bringing in other people as well. So I've got a bunch of teammates who have been willing to offer to commit. We got one of the best Necron players in the world. If you actually want to see him beat the crap out of me, watch the battle report I posted today because he crushed my soul in that one. And that's actually the only match I've lost with Custodes so far this edition. And so go check that one out. But yeah, so I've got a lot of other experts who want to come on and try to help. And what we'll do is we'll have you guys play against them, learn their armies, and we'll just walk them all through like this, just so everyone can learn and just get better at the game.
Cooper's just said he has some ideas about the game.
Oh, beautiful. Coop, if you want to type them in, I got about maybe 10 minutes. Then I gotta get out of here. So if you want to type them down, or
What's
actually, you know
Cooper's
what?
typing?
Why don't we let Cooper's hop onto the chat onto voice? Yeah, let's just do that. Cooper, you want to hop on voice?
Just a quick one before he joins. I just
Yeah.
want to take the time to say thank you so much. I know I've taken up like 2 hours, 2.5 hours of your
Oh,
time,
no.
plus more to set up. I really appreciate it. It's been extremely educational for me. Having
Oh,
gone into
awesome,
the
man.
hobby recently in like the past 3 months via Kill Team and Combat Patrol, being able to go to playing a 2K game online versus someone of like your caliber playing for Team Norway and everything
Oh.
is I really appreciate it. And I again love the fact you've done this. I love all your content. So shout out everyone for Happy Company Wargaming. Like amazing. I'm not paid to say this, but I do appreciate it.
Hey, hey, man, I really appreciate that. It's very sweet of you to say. I'm really glad, and you were awesome. You were listening to feedback, but you were also making your own decisions when you thought you had it, which was good because you need to make your own decisions. So thanks so much for coming on, man. What we'll
Hey,
do is I'm just going to switch my chat room. We're going to stay on the same stream while Cooper comes on and has some of his thoughts. Ian, if you want to join us, I'm just going to go into room 1 on the Orc chat, please, if you're watching this in the Orc Discord, don't join that unless you're Cooper or Ian, because I don't really want it to be crowded with voices. But if you guys want to go join on Gaming Room Chat 1, then we can continue the conversation there.
Perfect. Oh yeah, I'll jump over.
All right. Okay. So, all right, cool. So we are in Gaming Room Chat 1. So, Coop, if you want to join here, this is where you can speak. Nice, he made it. Cool.
Fantastic.
Oh yeah, what's up?
All right, guys, this is Cooper, or Felix Mathewson. You guys probably know him from our Orc tier list, which went freaking viral. It was awesome. You guys love that, and we're going to be doing an update. So it's really, really cool. Then Cooper is going to give a few thoughts that he has on how the game went, and he's extremely, extremely good. So I'm really looking forward to hearing what he has to say. Nubby McNub, I'll post the link to the Discord in the chat here in just a moment while Cooper's talking. Floor is yours,
Yeah,
sir.
Yeah, a lot of pressure. No, I popped in and out of the game every now and then, checked positioning, and generally how I would approach the Custodes matchup. I need to run this against you soon, Johnny. But I have some ideas about it. So looking at the from the stream's point of view, where the Orc started in the top right corner, pretty much. If I look at this mashup, and the first thing that I learned from playing Custodes in 10th, playing against them, of course, was we as Orcs we can't commit to every flank. We just lose the game. So what I need to test this, but my theory and what I think makes sense is if I would dedicate pretty much all of my units to the bottom right, so I could hold my home objective, and I could just tag and focus pretty much all my forces down to the right corner, bottom right corner, and this would also allow the flash kids to have a lot of buffer in front of them. So they can actually jump out of the truck and get a hit reroll, and they have a huge firing line. If you look at the end screen, where the red truck is surrounded by some custodians in the right corner.
Yep.
In that position, you have a huge firing line down the middle through the two middle objectives, which Custodes has to pretty much stand on. Now, what I would not do is I would not commit to the top two objectives, which are on the Custodes half of the map. And the reasoning for this is I don't think the Orcs have enough to hold their own and mess with the opponent. I want the Custodes to waste resources in this position. So what he could do, because you deployed like the Terminators in the top left ruin. Now, if we just didn't send anything in that direction, they will take ages to reach anywhere.
Well, they could do a redeploy. If he hadn't done that, I could always just pick them up and put them anywhere.
Yeah, Johnny did mention at the start he gets a redeploy.
Sure, but you could just deploy like a truck and maybe some hogs up to the left, as you did with a few things. And the moment the game begins, just start advancing them. They're moving 10 and 12 base. Just get them down to your main forces, and you just baited the Custodes player to deploying the Terminators there. And so what you can do is have like a truck full of boys or snag as just a cheap unit that stays about 13 inches away from that objective, but never approaches. So the idea here is if the Custodes players say, well, I'm just gonna go towards the main force of your units, then it's gonna take ages, and the moment he leaves, the truck just advances up or jumps out the units and just takes that objective.
Yep.
And this forces the opponent to dedicate an entire custodian unit, which is really expensive, at least 400 points, to holding that objective. And if they do, cool. Just have your distance, so pre-measure, so they can't really charge you from that position they are in, but also be in that position. So if they start to move away from that objective, they need to move a long way to charge your main force. And once that happens, your truck can sweep and take that objective. So you just have that threat of, if you hold it, you like win or lose. You just lose in that position, because either you take a big way around and I take the objective, or you stand there and hold one objective for like 400 points while I have concentration of my forces in another flank and just beats that.
And the brilliance of that is, even though I can make an objective sticky and move off of it, he still threatens it with his storm boys that can always deep strike and just take it off of me.
Sure, and also just the truck or whatever standing like 13 inches away from it, because that can reach it with an advance every time. So it's kind of the if you doomed if you do, doomed if you don't kind of situation. I want to bait the custodian to invest at least 400 points to just stand on an objective and do nothing all game.
So
That makes sense.
that was freaking awesome. That was a really great overview, guys. I actually am gonna have to close the stream now because I got to run. Felix, thanks for coming on and saying that, because those are some actually really important things for people to hear. Hopefully, this was a great learning experience for everyone. Ian, thanks so much for you coming on, and we'll be back maybe in a week or two with another one. I'm working on getting another Discord made up so that maybe we can have some announcements and have these a little more formal for you guys. All right, everybody, great night. Have a great night. Happy Corrupt